Okay, everyone, this is it. We have arrived at the end of the regular season, and behind a natural hat trick and 4 total goals from Andrew Bellant last night, Birmingham enters this next to last weekend in our final homestand of the season after beating Huntsville 7-5, a typical score between two teams so closely matched together. Birmingham has a pair tonight and tomorrow night versus Fayetteville and next weekend in Evansville. But the next 2 games are where the season rides. These two teams are a point apart and both want home ice advantage in the playoffs. We're both fighting for that last home ice spot. The great part of this is for Birmingham, we don't have to rely on anyone else. Just get things done. Take care of business. We need 2 wins versus Fayetteville, and basically it's done. Anything less means that we're going to need some help, and that's not something that anyone would ever want to happen. When this season started, at least on paper, the Bulls looked like they were the team to beat. After coming so close the last 2 seasons, after a great start and all the way through the 1st of December, things went according to plan. But then something happened. Hayden Stewart went down with an injury in early December. Austin Lotz became the only goaltender we had to rely on, and the style of play in front of him had to change because of it, and therefore so did the results. We were playing a game, basically, that this roster was not built to play. As a result, Birmingham won only 7 games from December 5th all the way through February 7th. That's 2 months and only 7 wins. But Birmingham found a second win. Hayden Stewart came back from the IR, and we started playing the hockey that was expected from February 8th through today. Birmingham has only 2 regulation losses and are 11-2-2 over that stretch. And all this right before the playoffs began. Hello again, everyone. Jody Chernesky here, joined again by Greg Dreveny. And Greg, with all that I just said and described as far as the Bulls season go, is it possible that we're peaking at the right time, or is that just another hopeful sports cliche that we're applying here?
Well, Jody, that's definitely something that you want to look at, especially as you're coming in. You call it the February blues, usually just as the season drags on and you get through Christmas and the New Year and everything like that. But the Bulls really had some struggles with injuries and lineup changes and everything like that going through from that December until February. But March is when you want to get hot, and that's definitely what the Bulls have done. And the interesting thing about this game coming up, Jody, is both teams have won their last 4.
Yeah.
So you talk about always that unicorn in the room where you're talking about that 5th win, doing 5 in a row, you know, having that magical run. And both teams are looking at that, and unfortunately only one team's going to come out of tonight's game with that magical 5 in a row.
You know, both teams are so close in the standings. We're 1 point ahead of them with 61 points. They have 60. We have played one more game. They've got a game in hand on us that they will pick up Sunday in a rather odd fashion, though. After they play here tomorrow night against the Bulls, Fayetteville will get on a bus and, as you and I know, drive a long way to Roanoke, Virginia. And when they get there, it'll be Sunday morning. A few hours later, they have a game, a matinee game on Sunday. So I don't have a clue what that means to a professional athlete, where you just basically hop off a bus, not even a shower in a hotel room. But after playing 2 hard-fought games against 2 teams, Birmingham and Fayetteville, that desperately want these wins, that's going to be difficult for Fayetteville to hop off of a bus and play a team like Roanoke just a couple of hours later.
Well, it reminds me of the old days back in the coast, Jody, where we'd go in, we'd have a Friday night game in New Orleans, and then we'd hit Baton Rouge on Saturday, and then get on the bus, and not that far of a ride, but rolling into Louisiana to play the Ice Gators at a 1 o'clock game on Sunday. And I always knew that was going to be a high-scoring affair. Your equipment's wet, everything, and you're just dragging. You've been on a bus all night, and it's so hard to get to sleep on a bus after you step off the ice because your adrenaline's pumping and all that stuff. So, nonetheless, a good game for the Bulls to have at hand on Fayetteville going into Roanoke on their 3rd in less than 3 days. So we'll see how this one goes tonight.
As the Bulls make their way onto the ice prior to the face-off, I have to ask you, since you used to play this game and played for Birmingham, basically we said 2 weeks ago the playoffs had already started, and the fight for positioning still goes on at this point and this game tonight. That motivation that you and I feel from sitting back in the stands and the fans may feel, does that translate into the players? Are they as motivated as we are for this, or is it just another game?
Oh, I think, Jody, it doesn't matter whether it's the end of the season, the start of the season. They definitely know what's going on. They know what's at stake, but at the end of the night, they're professional hockey players. You come out and you play, and when you're coming in with Fayetteville and knowing how important tonight and tomorrow night are in the standings, being that everybody is so close, you want to fight for that home ice advantage in the first round. Your travel is better. You just have your routine at home and everything is kind of set, and you get in that rhythm, as opposed to losing a couple games. And to me, that's more important than the home ice advantage, is finishing strong in the season and not trying to change something going into the first game of the playoffs.
Is there such a thing as peaking too early? We are 2 weeks away from the playoffs. Birmingham has not played better during any point of this season than we are right now.
I don't think so, Jody, because it's like the guys who are helping the Bulls peak are the ones that came in this year, honestly, as true rookies.
Yeah.
You know, and some guys battling injuries and different things, and I mean, players just had things to figure out. So I don't necessarily think that they are peaking at the right time or wrong time. I just think that they're steadily improving, and that's what player development and the Birmingham Bulls have done such a good job in the past, and that's why we're seeing what we're seeing right now.
Fayetteville's had a big roster turnover since the last time we've seen them. I believe there's 6 new players from the last time they were in town back in February when we split a pair with the Marksmen then. Birmingham winning the first one 5-2, and Fayetteville the next night winning 3-2. Fayetteville is, however, the least penalized team in this league. Birmingham, not really known for the physical play either, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's pause for their national anthem.
Gurus.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right. Starting lineups first for our visiting Fayetteville Marksmen. Defensively, they'll go with Alex Wilkins. He'll be paired with Blake Holmes. Up front, Ryan Nolan, Johnny Monkovich, and Dalton Hunter. For Birmingham, defensive pair of Taylor Brierly and newcomer Connor Scahill. Up front, Nikita Kozarev, along with Drake Glover and Colton Olnick. In net first, Ryan Kinney gets the nod for Fayetteville. No surprise there. Comes in with a record of 23 wins, 9 losses, 5 overtime loss, and 1 shootout loss. A goals against of 2.76 and a save percentage of .917. Birmingham will counter with Hayden Stewart. Hayden comes into tonight's battle with an 11-7-3-1 record, a 3.08 goals against, and a .905 save percentage. Last night, Austin Lotz was in the net in Huntsville taking the win. Austin's won 8 of his last 10. He did give up 5 goals. I think it was already the schedule, though, Greg, that both goaltenders would get a game to start, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. So Hayden Stewart already was figured in to be the starting goalie tonight for Birmingham.
Well, and that's a nice problem to have, Jody, when you've got we always call them the 1A and the 1B, and it doesn't really, nobody has secured either one of those roles because they're both playing well, as evidenced by 4 wins in their last 4 games. So, eager to see tonight how Stewie will come out, and looking forward to this one.
All right, we're underway. Referee tonight, Mitchell Perry, linesman Corey Fossa, and Brett Dardzinski. As Kozarev takes the puck along the near half wall, goes down. Loose puck picked up by Fayetteville, but not out. Brierly keeps it in for Birmingham. Played around far boards. Olnick has it. He drops it for Glover. Dalton Hunter on him. Gets it back at the point for Scahill. Whips one around the boards near side. Brierly comes in after it. Behind the net, Glover looks for a centering pass for Brierly, intercepted by Fayetteville. They'll bank one, but not out. Brierly keeps it in. Now it's played down behind the goal line. Picked up by Fayetteville and will come this way. First time for Fayetteville out of their own zone. Into the Birmingham zone. Shot just wide of Stewart. Puck comes all the way back into the neutral zone where it's played by the Marksmen. Just underway. No score. Stewart plays it around far boards. Now Birmingham. Sinclair has it. Taps it up. Looking for Christie. Gets behind him. Back into the Fayetteville zone. The Marksman Love sends it back to center ice. Send it right back in. Love. Far side. Whips around all this way around the boards. Back around the far side where it'll be picked up. Ledzianku is there, but Acosta catches up with it first. Now Dorsey for Birmingham. Chips it for Carson Rose. He had it intercepted in front. That shot goes high and wide. I don't know if Stewart got a piece of it or not, Greg, but a loose puck came right out for, I believe that was Mason. No, that was Anzai. Sammy Anzai took the shot. I don't know if Stewart got a piece of it or not, but it did go into the netting. He was all alone.
Well, that's one thing, Jody. Everybody talks about that dump and chase hockey, but you can see Fayetteville. They're just getting across the red line, dumping it in, and hoping to get possession of the puck once it rims all the way around.
Birmingham gains possession of the faceoff. Had a real good night on the draw last night in Huntsville. 70% of the time we came away with the puck. Now it's back into center ice. Phil Edzianko had it, goes down, no call. Played along the far side, Rose. He loses the puck and is played by Ryan Leith. Gets away from Ledzianko, cross ice pass in his own zone. Dangerous, but it connects. Loose puck now picked up by the Bulls. In the Birmingham zone. Puck squirts back to center ice where Kyler Head has it. He'll send it far side. Kip Ledzianko forechecking for Birmingham. Leith right in front of his own net clears, and Kyler Head has it at center ice. He'll tip one in to go off for a line change. Stewart plays it. Near side Olnick. Returns it for Thurston. Thurston gets it back to Olnick. Tipped away from him nicely, and loose puck now picked up by Fayetteville in their own zone. Back into the Bull zone. Puck is sent. Monkovich giving chase. Stewart just steers it behind the net. Played there. Finally squirts free for Drake Glover. Glover. Ahead for Kozarev. He gets past at least one player in Wilkins. Loose behind the net. Centers one right out in front. Loose puck picked up by Monkovich. Monkovich in his own zone. Skates through center ice. Has Hunter with him. Gains the Bulls' blue line. Drops it back for Holmes. Gets past him. And Fayetteville will reset. Lines change for the Marksman as it's taken by Taylor Brierly. He skates past Mason Emhoff behind his own net. Banks one out the far wall. Kept alive in the Birmingham zone. Finally, Birmingham gets it out. McTavish dumps it back. 4 players back for Fayetteville, and they'll bring it in. Grimshaw drops it for Emhoff, but offside will be the call, and the faceoff will come outside the Birmingham blue line.
Yep. Emhoff for Fayetteville there, Jody. Just one too many stick handles at the blue line, and they went offside as he tried to pull that one across, but you can see their game plan. They just want to keep everything deep on Birmingham, force Birmingham to handle the puck, They're not trying to do anything real flashy, but they're just looking to capitalize on errors.
Anzai on the draw, loses it for Ledzianko, Birmingham. Dorsey had it poked away from him by Emhoff. He'll have to come back in his own zone to get the puck. Sends it around near boards, kept alive by Leaf. He sends it into the far corner. Loose there, comes right through the slot, picked up by Phil Ledzianko. He'll curl away from Grimshaw. Pass up for his brother Kip, bounces off his stick, but it gets right to Birmingham. Knocked down by Leaf, who'll send it back to center ice and into the Bull zone. 15:50 to go, first period, no score. Nice crowd arriving tonight, considering the basketball games that are going on with Auburn playing later on tonight. And of all times, a carnival going on in the parking lot of this place. I never have understood that. But that takes away from the parking aspect as well and a late arriving crowd. Holmes sets it up far side. Puck dumped into the Birmingham zone near side. Going down on the play. Glover is right there for Birmingham. Tries to poke it free. Back at the point. Just gets past Wilkins. He'll call for his goaltender to come out of his net and play it. Olnick on him. Coolly, though, Ryan Kinney plays it. He'll set it up, and back comes Fayetteville. Cahill with the puck. Caden Cahill dumps one behind the Bulls' net. Olnick chips it around the far boards for McTavish. He gets it out. McTavish skates away. One man on him. Nice play by Fayetteville. Breaks that play up. They'll send it back into center ice. McTavish had Sinclair with him. Couldn't get him the puck. It's sent into the near corner. Christie hit there by Holmes. Puck still tied up. It comes free for Nolan. Nolan looks for it, loses it. Matthews sets it up far side for Brierly. It's a pass really off the boards for Christie. Connects, but nowhere to go. Jared Christie circles, takes a shot, and it's blocked by Dalton Hunter, who felt all of that. He'll come to the bench. Taylor Brierly picks it up. He'll play it behind the Fayetteville net. In front, a shot save made. That one may have hit a defenseman in front off the stick of Sinclair, and the puck comes all the way back in the Bull zone.
Definitely great look there by the Bulls. You see him cycling high. Christie looking for a shot, and then they cycle it down low, east to west, get a shot, and that hit the defender in front.
Now Kip Ledzianko gives Aonzo a hit. Nolan picks the loose puck up, and they'll send it into the Bulls zone. Played along the far boards, loose. Now comes back behind the net, picked up by Emhoff. Emhoff tried to drop it for Anzai. Romeo ties him up. Played along the far boards, it squirts free. A penalty coming up on the Bulls as Ryan Romeo hauled down. I believe that's Dalton Hunter. No, I'm sorry, it's Acosta.
Yep.
So Christian Acosta goes down. Ryan Romeo will go to the box for the hook. And Birmingham will go on a shorthanded situation. First power play of the night for either team. Fayetteville comes into the game tonight with the 8th best power play in the league. 15.9, basically 16% of the time they score goals. Birmingham, however, still dead last, Greg, in penalty kill. 74% penalty kill success ratio. That's not good.
Well, not good, Jody, but keep in mind that is a stat from the entire year, and they did have a really hard rough spot there from December until about the end of February. So I will say, as of, the last 3 weeks or so, the Bulls have done much better on the kill. But I'll tell you what, tonight, Fayetteville, they're really impressing me with their foot speed and how they're chasing pucks and really getting on those dumps and not making anything easy for Birmingham, especially down around behind their own goal line.
Fayetteville, historically through this season, first period has been by far their worst. Their goal differential is -20. But again, as you said, first part of the season included in those stats. A little bit different now, but nonetheless, Birmingham on the penalty kill. We'll see what we can do as far as maybe a shorthanded situation goes. Birmingham gave up a shorthanded goal last night. Maybe we can get one right back.
Well, you talk about the importance of early in the game, Jody. We'll talk about how Fayetteville is after the first period when they're up or down right after this.
On the draw, Anzai for Fayetteville, Sinclair for Birmingham. Still waiting on the drop of the puck to the right of Hayden Stewart. Again, someone moved prematurely. We'll do it again.
Yep, they got the Can't Hardleys tonight, Jody.
Finally, puck is dropped, controlled by the Marksmen. Leith sends it far side. Monkovich's shot deflected. Chip back to the far board, still loose. Birmingham clears. Tipped by Olnick back into center ice. Ryan Nolan takes the puck. Sends it far side for Monkovich. He drops it for Leith. Ryan Leith and Olnick on him. Monkovich sends it around the net for Onside for Nolan. Near side, the puck escapes the zone, and I believe it hit a funny part of the boards and just bounces clear into center ice. Fayetteville will regroup. Under 13 to go, no score. Fayetteville on the power play. McTavish out with Rose. Scahill and Brierley to kill the penalty for Birmingham. Brought into the Bull zone. Right back out. I believe Fayetteville just chipped it themselves back into their own zone, Greg. They're having a little trouble setting this power play up.
Well, they are. They've changed what they've done all game, Jody, and I don't know why they want to come across the blue line and throw that little hinge pass there, but the Bulls were all over that, broke that one up with ease. So I'll take it right now.
All right. They still are in their own zone. Do they know they're on the power play? Wilkins with the puck. In his own slot, he'll go ahead and skate it. Drops it back. Cahill has it. Cahill will bring it in the Bull zone. Drops it for Hunter. Returns for Cahill around the boards, far side, played by Head. Kyler Head has it. Drops it for Cahill behind the net, taken away by the Bulls, and they'll bank one off the boards down the ice.
Excellent job by the Bulls on this kill, Jody. You see how much traffic they're amassing at their blue line. Here comes Fayetteville one more time.
15 seconds remain on the power play for Fayetteville. Brought into the Bull zone. Drops it for Hunter. Snapshot, pad save. Rebound goes behind the net, controlled by Fayetteville. Back at the boards, Hunter. Near blue line, there's a shot by Wilkins. His shot wide. Matthews can't get it out. Birmingham is now at full strength. Hunter takes the shot just wide of that far post, and Romeo just out of the box clears it up for Olnick. Return for Romeo. Romeo makes a move. His shot just whistles wide to the near post, and Fayetteville will clear. Caden Cahill, that is. Tips one into the Bull zone. It'll be played behind the net for Romeo. Sips it around the near boards. Birmingham didn't catch up with it. Forechecking by Fayetteville's Acosta does, and he'll have it. Now it's chipped into the corner, free for Thurston. Matthews head up at center ice for Phil Edzianko. Has Rose with him, and his brother Kip streaking in front. Kip Edzianko saving that rebound, just trickles wide of that far post. Nice pass, good shot, better play by Ryan Kinney. Now it's loose at the goal line. Birmingham's Kip Edzianko goes down, holding that left knee, Greg. That's not good. No penalty was called, but Edzianko's hurt on the play, and I don't like what I'm seeing there. His brother Phil really giving the ref something to think about. But I know this, Kip and Phil Edzianko are tough customers. They have delivered physical play when no one else would on this team. For him to be down like that is not good.
Well, and that's what scares me the most, Jody, and you're right. That does raise the biggest red flag that we've seen all year, because those guys have just been standing in line for punishment to take it and give it all year long, throwing the body, cannonballs. And here we are, and this is the first time I've ever seen either of the Edziankos stay down.
He's gripped and just writhing in pain. You can see him grimace, holding that left knee. The trainers are out on the ice. The players are concerned looking at him. I hate it for the kid. He's such a good guy, and his game had just started to pick up, Greg. Third overall in rookie scoring. Kip Edzianko coming into tonight, 15 goals, 23 assists, plus 12. He's back onto his feet, but there's no way he's going to continue this game. No way. He's putting absolutely zero weight on that left leg, and it's just dangling. I hate to see that because it just makes me speculate, and I don't want to do that, but this is not typical behavior for any of the Twins.
Well, the good news is they're taking him to the bench, and they didn't open up the back door for him. So we'll see.
He's going to go right back to the locker room through the hallway. I can't imagine, as he's hopping back into. Boy, I'll try and get a report from the staff, but I don't have to be a medical doctor to know that that's not good, what we just saw.
No, and That's a big loss there, Jody, because the brothers in you throw Bellant or Rose with them, and they've been on fire as of late.
The twins, Ledzianko and Bellant last night, accounted for 5 of Birmingham's 7 goals. Bellant's not in the lineup, and now Kip Ledzianko isn't either. Right at the most important time of the season, Dorsey with the puck. Gives it to Christie. Easy stick save made by Kenny. Youngworth keeps it alive for Birmingham. Holmes has it behind his net. Birmingham doing some forechecking. McTavish and Holmes giving each other the what for with their sticks. But look out, here comes Acosta. Acosta, his backhand goes wide and behind the net. Christie comes up with the puck for Birmingham. Smartly just drops it behind the net instead of skating in front of Stewart. It's played there by the Bulls. Ahead for Sinclair. Right in front of the Bulls bench, Kozarev lost it. Ryan Nolan has it. His taken away by Dorsey. Loose puck picked up by Christie, and he'll send it to center ice. Kozarev goes in after it. Can't get past. Fayetteville's defense taken there now. Big hit there by Kozarev going down on the play. I guess it was a big hit, I call it, but it wasn't. Now in front, a pass over for Monkovich. Didn't connect. Played along the far boards in the Bull zone. Olnick has it. Sends one around the near side for Glover. Glover tips it back. Trying to set it up, couldn't do it. It comes right back to Glover, though, and Birmingham will try the other side. Skating away is Brierly. Brierly had it poked away from him, but they'll rule an offside anyway on Olnick. And I don't want to harp on it, Greg, but seeing Kip Ledzianko go down like that has kind of taken away some of the excitement in this building, and especially for me.
Well, it has. There's definitely a lot of people sitting on their hands, little pins and needles in the air, Jody. Everybody just kind of waiting to see. But talk about Brierly on that last play down there, getting down and skating back and intercepting that pass cross crease to Monkovich. That's a huge play that you want to remember here as we just crossed over the 10-minute mark of the first period as we sit here at 9:09. Shots in favor of the Bulls, 3-2 right now. No score, but definitely that is lingering in the air about the Ledzianko.
Yeah. Such a good guy, too. I mean, those two twins, I don't think people realize what they've been through. Not just this season, but the last 5 years of their life. Coming from Belarus, which is not really on the friendliest terms with the United States right now. Haven't seen their parents in 6 years, who got a chance to see them play a couple of weeks ago. Came to Birmingham through Lithuania. They couldn't get out of their own country to come see their own sons play. They made it, and they saw them play, and it was a good 2 or 3 weeks they spent with them. Kind of gave them an uplift, I believe, and as I said, they've been playing better the last 2 weeks than at any point in time in the season. I mean, good gracious, what a horrible time for the Bulls, but what a worse time for Kip Ledzianko, who is by far and away one of the better rookies this league has this season.
Well, it is, Jody. You talk about that factor of having the family and the parents in town, and as a hockey player, especially when you get to the pro level and you're kind of on your own and you leave the nest, so to speak, you always put a little bit something more and pull it out of the gas tank when your family's in town.
Brierly off the draw, whips one around the far side, played by Aonzo. He chips one just past Phil Ledzianko. Birmingham keeps it alive as Brierly tips one into the corner. Near side, Rose plays it. Ryan Leith all over him. Carson Rose somehow gets away, gets it back for Brierly. There's a shot from the point, deflected just wide by Phil Ledzianko. Played still, kept alive by the Bulls. Rose behind the Fayetteville net. I mean, Ryan Leith has been all over him this entire shift. Still loose behind the net. Up the boards, played by Cahill. Scahill, that is. Scahill gives it to Brierly, down low to Phil Ledzianko. Birmingham doing a good job keeping it in offensive. There's a backhand by Rose. Save made, rebound poked free. Still loose, picked up now by Aonzo. He'll try and get away. Johnny Aonzo gets away from McTavish. He'll bring it into the Bull zone as they'll change lines for Fayetteville. Under 8 minutes to go, no score. Sinclair with the puck, brings it in. He has Christie with him, so he'll just send it in deep behind the net. Thurston coming in after it, forechecking from the blue line. Anzai there as long for Fayetteville, trying to poke it free, still tied up. Christie and Thurston for Birmingham. Finally, the puck comes free. Christie couldn't get it by Emhoff. Far side, Acosta has it. Takes a hit from Thurston. Gives it up near side for Wilkins. Wilkins curls away from Sinclair. He'll try the other side. Alex Wilkins banks one off the boards. Still loose at center ice, picked up by Acosta. Far side, Anzai puts it right back into the Bull zone. Acosta in front. Cruising was Emhoff looking for a deflection, but it goes into the stands and out of play. 7:14 to go, first period. Biggest story so far is not the play on the ice, but what's going on in the Bulls locker room right now with Kip Ledzianko.
Definitely, Jody, on that last run down there. The second shot on net was a lot more dangerous than the first one, especially with Emhoff coming down and driving in through the crease right in front of Hayden Stewart. Hayden Stewart, good job with his stick, just deflected that one right out of play.
Off the draw in the Bull zone, comes right in on Stewart, and taking no chances, he just puts the mid on it, and we'll try it again.
And you can see both teams playing very similar, Jody, applying that pressure down low. Fayetteville, they went back and forth around behind their net 3 or 4 times on that last opportunity before they could break out.
Off the draw, comes back at the point. There's a shot, goes wide, kicked up behind the net by Ryan Romeo. He can't get it out. There's a shot knocked down by Olnick in front. Dalton Hunter picks it up for Fayetteville. Glover on him. Drops it down low. There's a shot right into the mitt of Hayden Stewart. And he just squeezes it. Traffic a little congested in front of Hayden with Ryan Nolan standing there, so he'll just keep it and we'll face off again, this time to his right.
Well, you can definitely feel the energy here between the whistles, Jody, is one thing because both teams are giving it everything they have right now. But what I like about it is once that whistle blows, there's no dirty stuff. Everybody just ends the play and they go back to the next face-off.
Off the draw, loose in that face-off circle. Still loose. Puck comes free into the near corner. Going in after is Monkovich and Dorsey. Tied up there, walking out now Fayetteville. Taken away by Phil Ledzianko, and he'll just slide it into center ice. Tried to connect with, I believe that's McTavish, who has a skate issue. He'll probably get a blade replaced as the puck is sent back into center ice, intercepted by the Bulls. Youngworth had it, lost it. Now at center ice, Phil Ledzianko can't grab it. It comes to Carson Rose. Rose just lifts one deep into the zone, off the boards behind Ryan Kenny. Birmingham changing lines. Leith for Fayetteville skates away. Ryan Leith squirts by 2 defensemen. Comes in, shot, save made by Stewart. Rebound picked up by Fayetteville. Head had it, lost it, taken away by the Bulls, and here comes Taylor Brierley. Puts the brakes on just inside the zone and backhands one in deep. Behind the net, Birmingham's Christie had it, taken away from him. Scahill now back for Kozarev. Off the skate of Gorman, and it goes into the stands and out of play. So with 5:38 remaining here in the first, still no score. Face-off will come up in the Fayetteville zone. 5-4 shots on goal, Birmingham right now ahead of Fayetteville.
Definitely a lot of parity on these two teams, Jody. You can almost look man for man because you saw Leaf, the defenseman, skating up very Taylor Brierly-esque, if you can follow that one. But those two guys, it turns it around, and Brierly does the same thing Leaf does going up the other way.
Off the draw, Scahill has it. There's a one-timer. Brierly whistles high and wide. Kozarev into the near corner, fighting for it, loses possession, and Emhoff backhands one to Grimshaw, back through center ice. Grimshaw tried to get around Brierly, couldn't, so he puts the brakes on. That pass taken away by Olnick. Olnick loses it, but regains possession, only to lose it again. Anzai with a shot, save made by Stewart. Fayetteville in the near corner. There's a spinning shot. Grimshaw was there. He couldn't really gain possession to get the shot off, but he did deflect it, and it goes out of play. So with 5:07 to go here in the first, we're still knotted, no score.
And that one deflected. Jody just laid there in the slot area, and Taylor Brierly with not really a whole lot of options with everybody being back down around that puck. He just lifted it straight up into the ceiling. Not a bad play because that is not a penalty.
Face off to the left of Stewart, controlled by Birmingham. Kyler Matthews sends one far side for Romeo. Now it's loose along the far boards, played by McTavish and out. Dalton Hunter was there. Phil Edzianko tried to take it away, he couldn't, so Fayetteville instead just sends it the length of the ice, and as Romeo gets back to it first, icing is called on the Marksmen, and we'll have our last media timeout here the first period. I'll remind you once again, we'll have our part one of the interview I recorded with head coach Craig Simchuk at the end of the first. I guess I'll play Greg around 7.5, 8 minutes of it to start.
Sure.
And then the remaining part after the second period. We will be on the road, Greg, next weekend to end the season in Evansville. You and I, and maybe Pat Johnson as well. I'm not quite sure about that. But from here on out, we're going to follow the Bulls every game of the season, whether it be at home, on the road, into the season, and in playoffs. I'm really excited about that. Those two games in Evansville next week, depending, of course, what happens tonight and tomorrow, could really be crucial to where the Birmingham Bulls place themselves for the playoffs.
Absolutely. I'm a firm believer, Jody. I like to get my situation put in place as quickly as possible, and that's why you can see both teams are giving it everything they got tonight, because for these guys to be sitting 4 and 5, Birmingham in 4,
yeah,
Fayetteville just 1 point behind in 5th place. These are the two games that really matter to both teams.
I can't stress enough what an important piece of this hockey team Kip Ledzianko is to the Bulls. I cannot stress it enough. And to have him in the locker room is very troublesome to me right now. Hopefully, things will be fine. We'll find out. Birmingham had puck possession, lost it. Loose at center ice, played by Rose off the linesman. Never made it back into the Fayetteville zone, and finally tipped in by the Bulls' McTavish. Behind the net, Fayetteville has it. Pass ahead for Dalton Hunter. Gets away from two men, both Sinclair and Thurston. Kyler Head with it. He takes the shot well wide of the net, kept alive by Love, trips and falls, and Birmingham will take it away. Jared Christie with one man back. Christie has a trailer in Thurston. Thurston has a stick lifted, a nice play by Kyler Head, taking a scoring chance away from Thurston, and Nolan takes it for Fayetteville and tips it back into the Bull zone. Dorsey for Birmingham for Thurston, tried to get it for Christie off the mark. Wilkins will set it up. Alex Wilkins, pass ahead for Cahill. Dorsey has it now for Birmingham. Back through center ice, Bulls have it. Glover sets it up for Olnick. Olnick takes the shot. Glove save made by Ryan Kenny. And instead of taking a chance and dropping it and playing it, he'll hold on and have a draw to his left.
Well, when you shoot from out there on Kenny, Jody, to me that's just the Bulls looking to slow this game down a little bit congested there. Both teams pressuring very hard in the neutral zone, making it hard to get that zone entry, get anything going deep. Olnick throws that one on net. Kenny covers it up, and the Bulls will get a chance to get something going here off the face-off.
Glover out on the draw. Puck is loose, picked up by Fayetteville, and Cahill will skate away. He lifts it into the far corner, giving chase his head. Takes a shot, save made by Stewart. Rebound loose. Fayetteville controls. Wilkins has it. Gives it up for Acosta. A shot off the pads of Hayden Stewart. Played along the near boards, but not out. Olnick has a chance. He's hit by Cahill. Puck comes all the way back in on Stewart. It's taken by Jamie Dorsey, and Birmingham's Olnick now has it. Puck knocked down. Olnick will pick it right back up for the Birmingham Bulls, and we'll set it up in our own zone. Forechecking like crazy right now for Fayetteville, Greg, is they're not allowing Birmingham to escape their own zone without possibly coughing that puck up at the wrong time.
Well, and that's the thing where you can see the pressure in that neutral zone, and Olnick got it and tried to do a little bit of a flip pass, and there's none of that stuff going to work tonight in the neutral zone, Jody. Everything's got to be strong, gain the red line, get the puck deep, and send these Fayetteville defenders backwards.
Off the draw, I had it controlled. Birmingham takes it away. Look out, they lose it. Imhoff was there now. Finally, Birmingham skates away. Scahill tips it in. Kip Ledzianko back on the ice. I didn't see him come back on the bench. He took the shot, drops it back. for Scahill. Now I feel a little better. A shot in front. Kip Ledzianko deflects it. And I don't know where Kip Ledzianko came from or if he has some kryptonite in his back pocket or something, but he could not put an inch of weight on that left leg as he skated off the ice, and now he's taking a shift. Somebody's looking out for Kip somewhere above us.
And he's out there, Jody, and the Bulls get 2 good scoring opportunities off his first shift back. Like I said, Ledziankos by themselves are okay, but when they're both out there together, especially with a guy like Carson Rose, that's when the magic happens.
Well, Rose is out now in between both Ledziankos. Of course, Phil is the normal centerman. Now it's played along the far boards. Grimshaw had it, lost it, kept alive by the Bulls into the far corner. Aonzo has it. Kip Ledzianko on him. Aonzo still manages to keep the puck alive, or half control. He has it. Kip Ledzianko knocks it away. Far side shot blocked by Grimshaw and back into center ice. The puck comes. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. No score. Ryan Lease with a puck for Fayetteville. Deflected off his own man for Nolan at center ice. He backhands one in, played by Stewart. Near side for Matthews. Off the boards for Sinclair. He couldn't control it. It's loose in front of the Bulls bench. Christie fighting for it along with Sinclair, and McGregor comes out with it. Off the boards, far side, McTavish plays it behind the Fayetteville net. Sent around far side. Romeo keeps it alive, sends one through the crease, looking for a deflection. None was there. Played behind the net. Taken away by Fayetteville, and here we go. Cahill with it. Through center ice. Squirts away from Matthews. Plays it through the slot. Birmingham, a nice play. Sets it up for Kozarev near side. Has Romeo with him. Kozarev still along the near boards. Nobody to pass it to. Finally gets it back for Matthews. It takes a shot deflected wide. We're under a minute to go here in the first period. Fayetteville chips one out. Kyler Head, who's had a nice period, takes it. He can't get past Youngworth. There's a shot. Stick save made by Stewart. He kind of looked behind him, Greg. He wasn't sure where that rebound was.
Well, lots of guys flying around down there, cutting off his line of vision, which is going to be so key with both these good goalies in the nets tonight.
Here comes Acosta, brings it into the Bull zone. Banks one off the boards to himself. He gets past Youngworth. Near side is played by Emhoff. Dorsey on him. Loose along these near boards. Still being fought for, old school style. Still underneath. Finally, it comes free for Birmingham. We'll try and get it out. He can't do it. Nice play. Well, their arm goes up. They'll rule it did come out of the zone. I guess so. We're under 10 seconds to go anyway. I'm not sure it matters as Birmingham's Phil Ledzianko gets away from Acosta. He takes a shot that's deflected by Onza out of play. And a good awareness there by Phil Ledzianko. He knew time was running out. And instead of skating in like he normally would, he just fired it and just never made it on net.
I was going to say, that's pretty impressive right there for a rookie, Jody, to have that kind of clock awareness, knowing that as he got that pass cutting through the neutral zone, as soon as it was on his stick, he was just teeing it up as the clock hit 1.5 seconds, just trying to get a final shot on net.
Birmingham out shooting Fayetteville in the first period, 8-7. You know, it was a very, very close period. Good hard-fought hockey. The biggest part of the period is not the scoreboard, it's to see that Kip Ledzianko made it back onto the ice, Greg.
Oh, definitely. Well, you can see even in that last 3 or 4 minutes, Jody, with the Ledziankos back together, and that was something that you saw. If you remember back in December through that February skid that the Bulls went through, they were mixing up lines. They had injuries, you know.
Yeah.
The Ledziankos, they split them up there for a while, and that was something that you and I talked about as those guys that played together for, you know, probably the last 13 or 14 years. And you're not looking to split them up to find the magic. You're looking to find the right piece, and that is definitely something that Coach Simchuk and Coach Kerr have found in putting guys like Rose and Ballant with those two, because they're going to be the speed, they're going to dig out the pucks, and you just got to have a goal scorer to get the puck to.
All right, score at the end of 1. Birmingham 0, Fayetteville 0. Stay with us. We'll come back with part 1 of our interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny. Stay with us. Birmingham Bulls hockey returns right after this.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur Services.
Okay, Jody Cherneski here along with Birmingham Bulls head coach Craig Simchuk. Prior to tonight's game between Fayetteville and Birmingham, Craig, before we get into this weekend, let's close up last night and let's do away with Huntsville for the season, at least for the time being. Nothing pleases me more than to beat Huntsville for a lot of reasons. Last night, we kind of took control of the game early on and had that 6-3 lead that, to be honest, behind Ballant's 4 goals, I kind of thought was insurmountable. And then I remembered the same thing happened between us and Roanoke a few weeks back, where we not only came back but won the game. When the score was 6-3, as far as the bench goes, as far as the coaching was going, what was the message to the guys when we were up 6-3?
Keep it simple. We were kind of in the same boat last week in Pensacola. We're up 3-0 after 2. And the message is, guys, we need to learn how to close games out. And so we knew we were up getting the calls penalty-wise, and we knew they'd even it up. So we said, watch our sticks. Keep your feet moving and all that. And sure enough, we find ourselves in some penalty trouble, and then we find ourselves giving up another 3-goal lead. So certainly we'll take the 2 points, we'll take the victory, but we're getting at a point of the year where these are learning stages, and we gotta adjust quickly. And I don't know if it's nerves or what it is, or too much time and space trying to make plays rather than play for the win. So we talked to the team and addressed it, so hopefully we'll figure it out sooner than later.
It's late in the season to be learning lessons, though. When you're up 3 goals in the third period, you kind of think, well, everything's going to be okay. I don't want to say you cruise, but you are well out in front. When the score got to be 6-5, did the vibe on the bench change at all, or was it basically the same thing?
I think from the coaching standpoint, it was positive reinforcement. It was, guys, we still have the lead. Back to work. Back to what made us successful. Pucks deep, hard on pucks, our cycle game. I think we have a pretty veteran group, especially up front, where the guys understood and they knew it was on them. And I don't think, I'm not taking anything off Huntsville, but we gave them a lot of stuff. We went over all the goals today. 5 of the goals, we had possession of the pucks, and we didn't get it deep. We didn't get it out. We turned it over. So costly errors, and the good teams are going to capitalize. But if we minimize our mistakes, we'll be just fine.
I don't want to harp on anything negative. We've been playing so well lately. I mean, we've won, 8 of the last 10, 8 of the last 9. I don't even want to touch the money right now. I don't even want to look at the stats, but I know we've been playing well and we've won a lot of hockey games lately. The one thing that I want to ask you about has happened the last 3 games, and it's a trend that I don't like. Maybe I'm wrong. I see your goaltenders making saves. I see your goaltenders tying the puck up. I see your goaltenders covering the puck up, but yet I see other teams keep whacking and whacking and whacking, trying to knock it loose and into the net. I'm not quite sure why, but tell me what the thought process is as far as not going after those players that are bringing into your goaltender. Why not someone just take someone out for doing that?
No, obviously you want to clear the front of the net. It's the old cliche, but that's our message to guys offensively is go to the blue paint, get the dirty, greasy goals. And that's one thing that we've talked about. And I look at our goals goals against yesterday, 5 goals. We're not getting beat on clean shots. It's the second, third, fourth opportunities at the net. And I feel like these are all things that we can easily clean up. That's just a want and a will and a one-on-one battle in front. And we got to get harder and tougher, especially in those areas, because you look at it at every level of hockey, the NHL, all the way down to junior, it's the crash and bang, it's the dirty goals that get you out on top in playoffs. So we got to obviously defend better in that sense, but we got to provide that on the offensive side.
All right, we'll wrap up last night's game. I want to talk about Jared Christie. Just an anomaly. The guy's got 0 penalty minutes going into last night's game. He gets his stick caught in the wrong place, and, well, let's just say the stick taps the Manberries, and he's tapped out for the game as well. I'm not sure what the thought process was behind that. I did see the replay, but at least after the game, once we've won, what did he have to say about it? Did he admit doing it, or did he say he just got caught in the wrong spot?
No, there was no intent. He got called for a spear. There was no intent. And I was trying to show the ref and talk to the ref that his own player shot a puck in his backside.
Right.
And that's why I think the player reacted the way he did, because there was no pitchforking motion, anything like that. He took his guy to the net like he was supposed to in D-zone coverage. Did he corkscrew him and have it between the legs? Maybe a bit, but it wasn't intentional.
Well, he's not the type of player to do that.
No, not at all. And fortunately, he is not suspended, so he's available to play for us tonight.
All right, let's shift gears and let's talk about what really this has been all about all year long. October, November, December hockey, whatever. January hockey, you start thinking about college kids coming in. This is it. We're down to the Final Four, and the way the schedule's worked out, I mean, you've got Fayetteville right here, 2 right in front of it. You don't have to depend on anybody if we take care of business here. With Fayetteville in town, it explained to the fans exactly what, from the bus after Huntsville to the face-off tonight, what's the mentality of this hockey team? What has to happen in order to get that 4th playoff spot?
Yeah, us and Fayetteville are neck and neck with 4th and 5th position. And, I mean, our mentality is we want home ice. We've worked for it all year. We've talked about it all year. Obviously, we want to be in the top 1-2, like we have been in previous years. But that's not the case right now. So we still want to fight for home ice. And playing at home, I love being here. The guys love being here. So we know yesterday we were a little shorthanded. Guys are sick. Guys are beat up. That's all a mindset, guys. Put that aside. Do what you have to do to get ready, because this is the biggest weekend of the year right now, and we can make some distance on Fayetteville, who's currently right behind us. So it's very intense, and we're ready. We know what's at stake, and we gotta perform.
And tonight, around the SPHL, lots of action. We got 5 other games going on tonight, and every game impacts everybody's run for the playoffs. The first one on tap, we've got Roanoke over Macon 4-3 after 2 periods, and that's That's good for Roanoke coming in. Macon still battling with Quad City trying to get in that last playoff spot. So Roanoke taking care of business down there tonight, but surprisingly in a 4-3 game with 20 minutes left to play. Huntsville up 2-0 on Evansville as they're coming to the close of the first period. And here in Pelham, Birmingham and Fayetteville are knotted at 0 going into the second period. Very defensive game on both sides, and each team looking to capitalize on the other team's mistakes. The fourth game on tap, Quad City and Knoxville, they're knotted at 0 at the end of the first period. And Peoria and Pensacola, with 2 minutes left in the first, they're tied at 0 as well. So, lots of action. We'll keep everybody updated here in between the second period. We'll come back, and we've got about 6 minutes here to go with the Bulls and Fayetteville tied at 0. Shots on goal for the Bulls, 8. Shots on goal for Fayetteville, 7. And we'll be back shortly and bring you the play-by-play action here from Pelham. Jody Terneski, and I'm Greg Dreveny, and we'll see you shortly.
Okay, Jody Chernesky and Greg Dravany back at the Pelham Civic Complex. About to set the second period of play. No score right now between Birmingham and Fayetteville, and what really is, at least in our perspective, the only games in the SPHL tonight. This is crucial, not just for the Bulls, but for the Marksmen as well. And even more crucial at this point than the second period coming up, Greg, is Kip Ledzianko did return for the second period. I kind of thought maybe he was just testing his leg when he came back there at the end of the first period just to see if it would hold up, but he is back, and I don't see any painful looks on his face. I'll just hope that everything is okay.
Well, one of those things, Jody, or even if it is something like a Charlie horse or something like that, sometimes you just got to get that knot worked out. And, you know, the Bulls, they've got that great medical staff down there. They got him down there in the hallway, worked him through it, and Ledzianko came back out and brought some life back to the Bulls, because you can see that the team holds that pair of twins dear in their heart. It's good to see them back together.
So important of an element to this hockey team right now, both twins. And when Andrew Bellant comes back for next weekend's game in Evansville, that line was lethal last night in Huntsville, and I have no reason to believe it won't be the rest of the season as well. Okay, back to action. Birmingham wins control of the draw, loses it in their own zone, but chips it back into center ice. Olnick for Birmingham drops it for Brierly near side, Scahill. Grimshaw takes it away, puck squirts free, Brierly will skate away. He'll send it into this near corner, Glover going in after it. Holmes there as well for Fayetteville. It comes free. Olnick had it trickle off his stick, and Fayetteville has it through center ice. A big hit. Scahill collided. I believe that was Grimshaw. Both of them really feeling that one. I don't believe anybody thought it was. They just ran into each other, Greg.
Absolutely. Grimshaw came with a head of speed, ran right into Scahill.
Now there's a shot off the side of the net by Dalton Hunter, played by Fayetteville. Nolan with a shot. It's blocked by the Bulls defense, and McTavish will skate away for Birmingham. He'll backhand one in, and we'll go chase. Sinclair going in after it. Ayanzo as well. Gets past both. Christie will catch it up for Birmingham. Jared Christie. Back at the blue line for Youngworth. Far side, Dorsey. He lifts a soft one in. It gets right into Ryan Kinney, who will hold on to it for a faceoff to his right.
And you see the Bulls definitely, you talk about the advantages of your home rink, Jody, and you saw Dorsey as he got pushed to the wall there on the blue line. He had no clear play to the net. Player in the shooting lane, so he banks one off the backboards over there by the Coca-Cola sign. It careens right out in front. Good job to pick that one up by Kenny.
Get the feeling the first goal really will be big in this one tonight. Usually I don't put much weight into it, but tonight it feels different. Off the draw, Birmingham has it behind the net. Jared Christie has McTavish there with him. He'll hold on to the puck. Now into the corner. It'll come free along the near wall. Birmingham trying to keep it alive, but Fayetteville has possession, and that's Love with it in his own zone. He'll get it to center ice. Head for Gorman. Chance Gorman sends it in deep. Played behind the net, Youngworth. Near side for Christie. Taken away by Cahill. Down low, Lambert had it, lost it. Back the other way comes the Bulls. Christie gets away from one, takes the shot. That one whistles high into the netting. Greg, Christie had a chance to walk in untested, unmolested there, right in on Kinney. And I don't think he realized he was all alone, and he just whipped the shot.
Well, definitely, I don't think he did either, Jody. A great heads-up play there by Dorsey, coming across, hitting Christie, puts him in one-on-one. Nice little nifty move, got him around Fayetteville defender, 1-on-0, and he just ended up taking a shot with McTavish screaming in on that back door.
Now Phil Ledzianko on the draw, wins it back. Matthews has it. He'll just send one in right into the glove of lefty Ryan Kinney, who will just drop it, and we'll do it again. Back on the ice, as I said earlier, Kip Ledzianko with his brother Phil, along with Carson Rose. See if they can work a little magic they had last night with Bellant. Bellant's the goal scorer, and Rose, of course, is an all-time goal scorer. So maybe we can get something going here on this line here in the second. Off the draw, controlled by Fayetteville. They'll bank one off the boards. Rose keeps it alive for Birmingham. Played into the near corner, but not out. Acosta tried to knock it out. He couldn't do it. Now it's chipped up into center ice where it's played by Birmingham. Back into the zone of Fayetteville. It'll come. Phil Edzianko catches up with it first. Rose tried to backhand one out in front for Kip. It was off the side of the net. And skating away now, Fayetteville. There's a shot. Anzai had it. Dropped it off. Played behind the net, where it's taken by Emhoff. Mason Emhoff with Acosta. Acosta gets it back at the point for Aonzo. Comes back to Emhoff. He tried to backhand one in low. Couldn't do it. Rose was cruising at center ice. Couldn't connect with that pass. Fayetteville has control. Aonzo takes a hit from Phil Edzianko. Coming down. Hunter. Hunter takes a shot off the leg of Thurston. Far side. Dalton Hunter takes the shot. That one goes high and wide. Holmes keeps it alive for Fayetteville behind the net. Played by Nolan. Ryan Nolan gets away from Kyler Matthews. There's a centering pass out in front from Monkovich. It didn't connect. Birmingham takes it away, and Phil Edzianko puts it back into center ice. Holmes tips it behind the net. Now Ruley didn't tip it, so an icing is called on Fayetteville, and we'll bring it back into the Marksman zone. 16:31 to go, second period, still no score.
And on that last play, Jody, Bulls doing a really good job defensively down there. Man on man, they're playing. So you saw Fayetteville's defense, knowing that the Bulls are playing them tight. They're starting to move in erratic fashions, trying to open up some ice, trying to get something offensively going here.
Face off to the right of Ryan Kinney. Drake Glover tried to shoot that puck as soon as he dropped it, but Hunter knocked it down. Played back into the Fayetteville zone. Birmingham clears the zone, so we'll try it now. Forecheck the puck away. Played along the far side. Fayetteville tried to connect with Nolan. Taken by the Bulls. Brierly, he'll give it up to Kozyrev. He gets the skates going quickly. Has Olnick cruising. Now played behind the net. Olnick knocked off the play, and Fayetteville will have control, and we'll go this way. Dalton Hunter gets past Ryan Romeo. Nice play by Brierly to poke check the puck away and send it back into center ice. That's a backhand right in on Hayden Stewart. He'll drop it and play it for Brierly as both teams changes lines. Brierly waits on his teammates at least to get across the boards, and he'll slowly start it. Ryan Romeo off the skate of McTavish, now played in the Fayetteville zone. Kinney tried to clear it himself, played off the boards. Dorsey keeps it in. He takes a shot, gloved again by Ryan Kinney easily. They're throwing that puck right in, Greg, but there's not a lot of traffic, and it's not low enough because he's catching it just like a hind catcher would, just grabbing a line drive out of the air.
Well, it's one of those things, too, where you're not used to seeing a whole lot of lefties, Jody, and that's where Kenny's a little bit different. Where you throw it in on net, you want to throw it in on his blocker side because Kenny has a really good glove. Keep it away from there if you want to get some action in front.
Sinclair on the draw. We'll have to do it again, though, as the whistle blew. I'm not quite sure why it blew on that time, if someone was moving, but Birmingham had a shot at it. Youngworth out on defense with Dorsey for Birmingham. McTavish, Sinclair, and Christie up front. Off the draw, loose in the face-off circle. Fayetteville will clear. A bank one off the boards behind the net. It's played. That's going to be another icing. Fayetteville, smart play. It was icing no matter what, but they did have a man behind the Bulls' defense. It just came off the boards the wrong way and on the other side of the net.
Well, they're trying to stretch that weak side winger, Jody, and hoping he could beat out, I think it was Youngworth, back for the Bulls on defense, but if Fayetteville could have got there first, or at least got to the hash marks, then it would have been waved off. But Youngworth saw what was going on, very alertly got back quickly, and another face-off.
Birmingham controls, Dorsey with it. Pressured by Cahill, so he'll just send it around the board. Near side, Christie picks it up for Birmingham. Back to Youngworth, takes a shot, blocked in front nicely, and look out, 3-on-2 the other way. Kyler Head drops it for Gorman. He drops it off. There's a shot, whistles high off the stick of Lambert. Puck loose in the Bull zone, played behind the net. Kyler Head has it. He'll set it up far side for Love. Behind the net, played for Cahill. Dorsey on him. Loose puck picked up by Chance Gorman. He'll drop it low. Fayetteville with control of the puck in the Bull zone. Shot taken. Gorman had a deflection. Dorsey on him. It goes wide. Still, though, here's Aonzo with the puck. Played down low. Return. There's Gorman with a shot blocked in front by McTavish, and the Bulls will clear the puck. They set it up nicely in the Bulls zone. Icing is caught on the Bulls. They had some good elongated offensive zone time, did Fayetteville.
They did, and you could see how they're moving their players around, Jody. They're cycling players without the puck. They're trying to move to different zones, trying to mix up this look on the Bulls and trying to break up some of that man-on-man coverage. Good job by the Bulls there, even though they did get the puck in the slot with a good shot. You had McTavish in the shooting lane, and behind him, you also had Dorsey. So the Bulls doing what it takes right now. You talk about the difference of regular season versus playoff hockey, and that's when guys pay the price to block those pucks, especially that are coming in the slot area.
Well, as this game winds along, 14:21 remaining during this media timeout here in the second period. Relatively close on shots on goal, 10-8. Of course, we're knotted at no score on the scoreboard. And as I said, you get the feeling that first goal is not only going to be important, but it's going to open a floodgate or two. Both goaltenders are not playing bad. They're not playing great either, though. There's not a lot of scoring chances.
That's the thing, Jody. Right now, what you're in is you're in a defensive battle, and both teams are really playing strong in their defensive zone and in the neutral zone, applying pressure. And you're not seeing a lot of wide open, guys all left all alone with glorious scoring opportunities that the goalies have to make those big saves. Right now, if you're the goaltender in net, you just want to do what you're supposed to do, stop the first save, cover up the rebounds, and keep it a simple game.
This is the line, if you're Birmingham, that worries me. Dalton Hunter out with Johnny Monkovich and Ryan Nolan. They played well, and of course Monkovich, their leading scorer, is out as well. So Birmingham countering with McGregor, Sinclair, McTavish, and Christie, a semi-checking line, if you will. Holmes has it off the draw. Played in front looking for a deflection, none there. It bounces off the boards, and Hayden Stewart wisely just covers it up.
Well, there's Fayetteville recognizing what the Bulls are doing, taking a page out of their own book, Jody, and using it against them where, hey, if there's, they know they're not going to score a conventional goal on these guys, especially from out from the blue line. So they look to bounce it off the back wall, try and get some chaos in front of the goalies and trying to get something going.
Off the draw, Phil Edzianko will do it again. He's out with his brother and Carson Rose. Thurston and Matthews out defensively. Aonzo out for Fayetteville on the draw, though. We still have Hunter. Wins it back for Fayetteville. The shot taken, knocked down in front, loose, picked up by Kip Ledzianko. Gets it to Carson Rose, comes right back to Kip. In front for Rose, it bounced over his stick. Played along the far boards for Phil. Near side, Kyler Matthews winds up, takes a shot blocker, save made by Kenny. He made it look easy. Matthews slides it across for Thurston. No pressure on him. He'll send it in front. That one gets past everyone, played along the near boards, and Fayetteville has it. Ryan Leith takes possession. Waits on the play to set. Tried to get it for Aonzo. It gets past him. Kip Ledzianko forechecking, tries to take it away, and he does. Olnick had it on his stick for the moment, loses it. Aonzo gives it far side. Hunter cruising, takes the pass from Nolan. Dalton Hunter in front from Monkovich. Gets past him, and look out, here comes Nikita Kozyrev, and real quickly, Ryan Nolan back defensively, a good play. Olnick has it for Birmingham. Circles through the slot. Olnick drops it back. Brierly takes the shot. That one's high and wide. Comes along the near boards here. Birmingham can't keep it in. Grimshaw skates away, 3 Bulls back defensively. He can't penetrate that. And Kozyrev will take the puck and send it into the near corner where Birmingham will change lines. Whistle blows. Too many men on the ice, I believe, is what they're going to call on Birmingham. Now, that one I find hard to understand because the puck was in the corner unless they tried to change players without it being, you get, what, 10 feet? and then you're given that, but anything above or beyond 10 feet, 15, 20 feet, if you try to change a player, that's an automatic, I guess. I'm not going to argue with it, but the puck was into the near corner, nowhere near the Bulls bench where that extra man was called.
Yeah, very odd that you see too many men on the ice on a dump in by Kozarev. It was a cross-ice dump, kind of high and away like a 9-iron chip shot.
Too many men on the ice is the call, so this will be the second power play of the night that both of them, Fayetteville, have enjoyed.
No, that calls on Fayetteville.
Wait a minute, they're calling on Fayetteville.
Yeah. Time of the penalty.
All right, well, now it makes a little more sense because that puck was in the corner in an offensive zone. You don't normally see too many men on the ice, so my apologies. I was wrong. Birmingham will be on their first power play of the night, a very lethal power play, if you will, second overall in the league, 24% success rate. Fayetteville about middle of the pack, penalty kill 81% of the time. All I care about is just putting one in the net right here. McGregor Sinclair on the draw. Puck is dropped, played behind the net. Leaf picks it up, and he'll easily clear down the ice. Kozarev out with McGregor Sinclair. Carson Rose, Taylor Brierly, and Drake Glover on the power play unit 1 for Birmingham. Brierly gets it in. Emhoff takes that puck away and sends it right back down. Penalty killers for Fayetteville. Anzai out with Aonzo, Mason Emhoff, and Ryan Leith as Birmingham's Brierly skates through center ice. He'll drop it back to Rose, who'll gain the Fayetteville blue line. Far boards, Rose curls behind the net. Carson gets it back to Brierly. It bounced off his stick, and Birmingham will have to get out of that Fayetteville zone. Taylor Brierly with the puck. He'll try and start again. Far side, Rose sends it into the near corner. Birmingham will change power play units. Played along the side. Brierly keeps it in for Rose. Carson Rose, far face-off circle. Looks for a place to go with it. Down low for Sinclair. McGregor back to Rose to Brierly. Near side, Kozarev, it bounced off his stick, look out, and it's taken away and cleared the length of the ice. Birmingham having trouble, Greg, setting up on this power play.
Well, man, 20 seconds in, Jody, we have yet to get a shot, so definitely something the Bulls want to get going here on the second half.
Romeo sets it up. Phil Ledzianko cuts in, save, a rebound, Olnick.
Wow.
Save again by Kenny. Nice play by Phil Ledzianko, but shutting the door was Ryan Kenny. Ledzianko sets it up far side for his brother. He can't keep it in, and Fayetteville will clear. We're down to 15 seconds of power play time remaining. That, Greg, was Birmingham's best scoring chance of the game.
Absolutely. Ledzianko got in all alone, faked the forehand shot, went to his backhand. Kenny with a big save on Ledzianko, wasn't aware where the puck is, and Olick came in with a second shot. Kenny stopped it too.
Both teams back at full and even strength. Both have one power play, no power play goals. As the puck is tied up along the far boards, kept in by Birmingham's Christie. Back for Thurston, score! Thurston just found the puck. Really, Greg, right on his stick and not even thinking or looking, just fired a puck. It looked like it changed directions in front. And if I'm not mistaken, that will be Kip Ledzianko who will get credit for the goal. Yep. Either way, Birmingham takes an all-important 1-0 lead over Fayetteville.
I think so, Jody. You can see Kenny on that one. The puck came back. Thurston ripped it, and Ledzianko Kenny was moving in one direction. Ledzianko tipped it back up over his glove side, just knuckleballed in. And what a goal by Ledzianko, but great heads-up play by the Bulls, and I like that shoot-first mentality by Thurston.
As the puck goes into the Bulls bench, we'll get the call on the goal in a moment, but I'm pretty sure Kip Ledzianko will get credit for it, but give that one to Thurston. He didn't even think, Greg. He just shot the puck and hoped for something in front, and it happened.
And that's it. You get traffic in front of the goalies, Jody, and that's the only way you're going to score, especially against these two guys.
Score by number 25, Trevor.
They're going to give it to Thurston. I think that'll change.
Goal of the season. The assist, number 23, Phil Ledzianko, and number 91, Kip Ledzianko.
Yeah, we may swap that Ledzianko assist out for Thurston, but we'll see. That'll be taken care of later. Well, the most important thing is Birmingham up 1-0 in a very crucial hockey game tonight in Pelham, Alabama. Ryan Kenny almost had his stick lifted and taken away, but he manages to clear the pass, and Fayetteville skates through center ice. Drops it into the near corner. Gorman had a shot at it, taken away now by Kyler Head, who's had a very good game so far. I'm impressed with what I see from Kyler Head, a big winger. He turns and takes a shot, save made with both Thurston in front and Acosta now some pushing and shoving. Gorman takes a shot. Olnick gets involved. All this coming right in front of Hayden Stewart, which I believe is where the problem the Bulls have with it. Caden Cahill being dragged away.
And Jody, I think it's one of those things where as we go to a media timeout here, what you had through the first 10 minutes of the second period, and you might as well throw the first period in there too, was it was a very defensive chess match. And then as soon as one of those teams break the goose egg, then the other team has to respond, and you can't play defensive anymore. You have to try and get that marker back, which is what we're seeing with Fayetteville.
He's going to win a prize.
I thought we were having a call there, but not. Apparently, after all that, we're going to be okay. I don't see the referee at the scores table, so no harm, no foul. Tonight's attendance, 36-25, and believe me, when I tell you there's a parking lot full of carnival people out there in rides, I'm not exaggerating at all. People are being bussed in from the local Walmart parking lot where they can park and as I said, bussing into the game and taking it back afterwards. We deal with this every year. I really wish we didn't have to. I'm just glad to know that this is it. This is the final weekend of the carnival. So if there will be a playoff game in Birmingham or two or more, hopefully, we won't have that element to deal with anymore. The fans can just come to the game.
Absolutely. I tell you what, Jody, with that last little, we'll call it a scrum for lack of better terms, in front of the net. But this place got loud in a hurry, and every one of those 36-25 were up on their feet screaming to see some action, something going on here. But cooler heads prevailed for now.
Well, I want to mention something about that 36-25. The Southern Professional Hockey League is very healthy. Coming into tonight, we already had over 1 million fans in attendance this year. And the best season ever was 1.149 million. That was last year. We need another 50,000 fans this weekend and next weekend to break that record. But it just goes to show you hockey is well and alive in a lot of these places that most people would never think any sports could do anything. Puck sent back into the Fayetteville zone, played near side. Off the stick of Holmes and Monkovich, comes into the Fayetteville bench. And as Youngworth was there, we'll have a face-off at center ice. Birmingham, when scoring first on the year, has a record of 20 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie, and 1 shootout loss. So again, normally I don't put too much credence in that, but it does, for whatever reason, seem to work out. I hope it does tonight, Greg.
Well, in Fayetteville, they're really strong after too, Jody, if they go into the locker room up by a goal.
Right. Birmingham's Phil Edzianko walked in, got the post. It hit the near side post. People thought it was in, but it wasn't. I don't know if we'll get another look. I believe we're going to get a video look at this now. I thought it hit the post. I didn't think it went in, but I could be wrong.
Even the guy on the Bulls
the horn went up.
Yep, the hole went up, but to the testament of the goal judge, Jody, I did not see the red light go on, but they'll review this one.
No, that's off the post.
Off the post.
It's off the post. He didn't have to look at that. I thought it was a post shot, but just a fraction.
Wow.
I mean, you talk about centimeters, not inches.
What a bomb.
Phil Edzianko just found some afterburners, and twice now he's beat the Fayetteville defense. This time it didn't pay off. But wow, what a shot.
It looks like the Bulls coaching staff found something there in between periods, Jody, and identified it, and they're really attacking from that left side down there, coming in on Kenny, and it's worked so far.
Off the draw, Youngworth will pick it up for Birmingham in his own zone. He'll slide it far side, and Phil Edzianko ahead for his brother Kip. Tries to skate away from the defenders. He can't do it. Ayanzo gives it up for Dalton Hunter, who'll skate through center ice. Dorsey back defensively. Hunter in front. Monkovich takes the shot. A nice pass. Didn't connect. As right there was Hayden Stewart to block it. Now Rose has it. Almost lost it. Sends it behind the net. Youngworth will pick it up for Birmingham. Ahead for Kip Edzianko, who chips it back into the Fayetteville zone. Played there by Phil Edzianko. Nolan on him. Rose comes in to try and help. Loose in his near face-off circle. Birmingham will take it away and will send it back to Taylor Brierly. Birmingham changing lines off the stick of McGregor Sinclair into the Fayetteville zone. He still has it. McGregor behind the goal line. Has Christie this side and McTavish as well. Sinclair walks out in front. Penalty coming up on Fayetteville as the puck is tied up behind the goal line into the far corner as the whistle blows. And we're going to get a high stick, or a holding call, that is, on Fayetteville. No one's arguing. So Birmingham will go back on their second power play of the night. The first one didn't work, but just seconds later, after it expired, we were able to score.
Well, Jody, you would think that with the Bulls going into their second power play and seeing how they did score and just that, little dump pass to the point. 2 minutes for holding.
Ryan Leaf goes off to the box. 2 minutes for holding. That's one of their penalty killers, too, and he's a defenseman, so that's a double whammy if you're Fayetteville.
I would not be surprised if the Bulls just go to the old school, get the puck to the point, everybody in front of the net, and start shooting.
Sinclair, Kozarev, Glover, Rose, and Brierly out for Birmingham on the first power play unit. Anzai out on the draw for Fayetteville. And we'll get you the other penalty killers in a moment. The way they're positioned, it's impossible to read their numbers. Brierly on the draw has it for Birmingham. Just inside the blue line, gives it up for Kozarev. Back to Taylor. Returns for Kozarev. Top of the dot. Down low off the stick of Glover. Played now behind the net. Love had it, lost it. Emhoff fighting for it for Fayetteville. Comes free. Mason Emhoff takes it and fires it down the ice. Penalty killing you chain it for Fayetteville. Monkovich out, along with Ryan Nolan up front defensively. Birmingham drops it back. Kozarev gets away from Monkovich. Sinclair has it, gives it to Brierly. Far side, Rose, a shot save made by Kenny. Near side, Kozarev drops it back to Brierly. He'll set it up far side for Rose. He sends a wrister, save made, rebound was loose. A fat one right there, but Birmingham couldn't control it. Kozarev, a nice pass for Rose. He takes the shot, stick save made by Kenny. Kozarev, with under a minute to go in this power play, gives it to Brierly. For Rose, he'll curl back. Traffic setting up in front of Ryan Kenny. Rose takes the shot. That one blocked in front by the defense of Fayetteville. This one gets into the netting, out of play as Birmingham tried to keep it in deep, but it squirted up the boards and off the glass into the netting. So we'll have a face-off with 44 seconds of power play time remaining for Birmingham. 6:54 to go in a fast-moving second period.
Definitely, you can see the Bulls looking to get that double stack traffic in front, shots from the point in on Kenny. Some good low shots in on him. Fayetteville had good guys coming up in the shooting lanes, blocking some shots, and Kenny made some good saves.
Off the draw, Birmingham controlled, but it split the defensemen that were back at the blue line, so we have to get out of that Fayetteville zone, come back in our own zone, and start the power play. Ryan Romeo skates ahead. He's watched by Emhoff. He'll give it up near side. Kip Ledzianko. In front, Olding had it lost to McTavish. A shot blocked by the defense, a sprawling defense, that is, by Tyler Love.
Yep.
Netting, the puck goes in the netting, so we'll have a face-off to the right of Ryan Kenny. Both teams giving it all right now, Greg.
Absolutely, and those plays right there are so dangerous, Jody, when that puck just hits a defender in the knee, pops out into the slot, and it's just anybody's puck. McTavish on it first. Good job by Love.
Puck laid loose for a minute, comes back to Romeo. Near side, Kip Ledzianko. Thought about it, gives it to Romeo. 15 seconds of power play time remaining. Thurston for Romeo. Plays it near side, Kip Ledzianko. We're down to under 10 seconds to go. Come on, guys, shoot the puck. Romeo takes a shot, deflected right into Ryan Kenny, who lost it for a moment, but it was right between the pads. So he just squeezes it and holds on with only 1 second of power play time remaining for Birmingham. A lot of offensive zone time then, Greg, but not a lot of shots.
Well, I like that look by Romeo when he finally let that go, because you see Kenny, Jody, when he stands there in the paint and they're moving it back and forth across the top, he likes to look up over the screen, and when he does that, it sticks off the ice. So Romeo throwing a well-placed shot low, you could see that it was a scramble, and definitely one of the ones Kenny's had the most trouble with tonight. 1 second left. Bulls got to be aware here.
If they lose this draw, you got a man squirting out of the penalty box. Kyler Matthews off the draw, slap shot. He wound up at about 12 o'clock high and ripped it. Kenny made the save and hold on, and that'll do it for the power play for Birmingham. We're back at 5-on-5 hockey. All of a sudden, you look at the scoreboard, Greg, and Birmingham's out shooting Fayetteville 21-10. I don't know how accurate that is, but nonetheless, Birmingham's poured it on the last 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's right on there, Jody. And you can see the Bulls are definitely shooting the puck more, trying to get some action in on Kenny.
Now puck loose at center ice, played by McGregor Sinclair into the Fayetteville zone where it's picked up by Holmes. He'll wrap it around the boards near side, pinching in as Matthews to keep it alive. Jared Christie behind the net, hit by Holmes. Loose puck picked up by McTavish. He'll play it for Thurston, takes the shot! Wow. That one off the glove of Kenny, and I thought it just fluttered in, but no. Puck played along the near boards here, tied up by a host of players, comes back to Kyler Matthews. He sends one blocked by Kyler ahead, and Holmes will play it around the boards far side. Behind their own net, Fayetteville with the puck. Lost it, though. Birmingham has it. Jared Christie curls away from Leith. Gives it to Kozarev. Kozarev sends it past it. It's hard to handle for Matthews, but he'll send it behind the net. Kozarev takes it away. Loses it right out in front. Fayetteville skates away. Dangerous, but they made it work off the boards. Now back into the Bulls zone. We're under 5 to go here in the second period. Bulls up 1-0. Phil Ledzianko has Olnick streaking into the zone. Phil takes the shot. That one never made it through, and it's picked up by Fayetteville, and here we come. Kyler Head with the puck. He just lets it slide off his stick deep into the Bulls zone where Jamie Dorsey picks it up. Dorsey can't get it past Nolan. Loose now picked up by Youngworth. Kip Ledzianko picks it up. There's a pass in front. His brother Phil had a wide open shot and elected to pass. Well, that's my one peeve about the players. They're very unselfish, sometimes to a fault. Kip Ledzianko back into the Fayetteville zone past Carson Rose, played by Fayetteville. Aonzo gives it up to Nolan. He'll send it near side where it's played out into center ice. Scahill is there for Birmingham, interrupting that pass. He'll send it right back in. Kenny has it.
Well, in that situation, Jody, with Ledzianko not pulling the trigger there, it's Carson Rose who he's trying to get it to, and that's a guy that I really want shooting from right there in the slot, so I'll give him some grace. Ryan
Kenny gives it up for his own players. There's Monkovich, lost it, set it up far side. Sinclair will backhand it in deep. Kenny's very active in his net with the puck. It's almost like a third defenseman back there, the way he can handle the puck. Played behind their own net, near side for Monkovich. He banks one off the boards into center ice, back into the Bull zone. Taylor Barley has it for Birmingham. For Scahill. Out of the reach of Glover, he'll somehow get it. Glover had possession of it, lost it, and here comes Fayetteville back through center ice. Grimshaw is back with Scahill. Scahill will pick the puck up behind his own net. Connor Scahill, the rookie. Sets it up far side. Kozarev has it. Tried to set it up for Olnick. It gets past everyone. Glover, a backhander, knocked down by Mason Emhoff. Played behind the Fayetteville net. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Bulls up 1-0. Now the Marksmen skate through center ice. Acosta going in after it, played by Matthews. Kyler Matthews lost it. Emhoff picks it up. Phil Ledzianko on him. He tried to actually pop the puck over the net. If you ask me, Hayden Stewart saw that coming because he backed himself up into the net quite nicely and keep it from bouncing off his head. We've seen it happen before.
Well, and that's it. You saw Hayden Stewart, Jody, get back there on that goal line.
Yeah.
And with these guys these days, you got to be real careful. When they get there behind the net and they start slowing down and pulling that puck up onto their stick, they can come around the net with it in what they call a Michigan and try and put it in the far side. Or what you're seeing now is guys trying to just chip that puck over the back of the net, hit the goalie in the neck or the back of the helmet, and careen into the net. But Stewie saw that when he got his head down below the crossbar, still looking at the puck. And the Bulls just held tight, left the puck on the net, took the whistle, and they'll take that media timeout here with 2:31 to go in the second period.
We saw that happen twice last year, both against us.
Yep.
Players behind the Bulls net, and they just lifted and it bounced off the back of somebody's head or off the back of their jersey, and it's in the net. It's still a goal.
And that's what happens, especially when your stature of the goalies changes, Joe. And Hayden Stewart is the exact, replica of the NHL goalies. They're all big. They're all, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and their shoulders and head are exposed when the puck is behind the net.
Hayden Stewart, a big goalie, and no doubt about it. So very smart of him to back up as far as he could into that net. Face off to his right, played by Kip Ledzianko. Now Birmingham has it, lost it, and they'll finally backhand one to center ice. Carson Rose is back there. Now Thurston chips it ahead to Carson. He can't get it in deep. Loose puck played along the red line. Gorman spins away from Thurston. He'll bring it into the Bull zone. Now he's taken down really by the linesman and Thurston, and Phil Ledzianko gets it in. Played behind Ryan Kinney. Far side, Phil has it. Back for Thurston, a shot whistles wide. Played along the near boards. Fayetteville chips it to center ice and out. Phil Ledzianko will take it for Birmingham. Nice pass, Kip takes it from Rose. Kip's a shot blocker save made by Kinney. Another shot, Matthews goes behind the net. Played back to the blue line for Dorsey, who had to hustle over and keep it in. Now Phil with the puck. Near side, Youngworth. Waits for some traffic, takes a shot, glove save made by Kinney. Dropped it and just covered it up there. So with a minute and a half to go here in this second period, faceoff will come up into the Fayetteville zone once again, this time to the left of Ryan Kinney.
Well, definitely one of those things you talked about, the momentum of a game, Jody, and how Fayetteville responds, being up or down by one. And you can see ever since the Bulls got that first goal, Fayetteville's kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit, been in a little bit of a shell, so to speak. And the Bulls have just rolled right over top of them, and they're starting to run away with this one shot-wise.
I don't know, what do you think? Do you think these two teams are evenly matched like Birmingham and Huntsville, or do you think it's still yet to be seen?
Oh, I think they're very evenly matched.
Face-off control. Fayetteville will bring it into the Bull zone. There's a pass in front. Stewart had to be ready for it, but Monkovich will tip it back. Christie takes his pass and clears it to center ice. Played back into the Bull zone. Jamie Dorsey draws it for Youngworth. Tried to set it up for McTavish. He gets past him and back to get it. Wilkins plays it far side. Glover couldn't intercept it, and the puck comes free to center ice, and here comes Fayetteville back. Dalton Hunter gets past Scahill, centering pass. No one there except for Glover, and he'll skate away. Two Fayetteville players back. Glover can't penetrate past Wilkins. Alex Wilkins drops it along the near boards. Birmingham intercepts. Scahill plays it far side nicely to Brierly. Down low, Glover just fanned. He had a wide open net, and it just went off the heel of his stick.
Glover sitting right in his office down there, just off to Kenny's left, Jody. Couldn't pull the trigger.
30 seconds remaining in the period. Excuse me, I'll get it out eventually. Played now at center ice. Phil Ledzianko will chip it back to his defensive Scahill. Off the stick of Olnick, deep played by Ryan Kinney. He'll just backhand one along the near board. Scahill pinching in, keeps it alive. We're down to under 10 seconds. There's a centering pass. Kinney right on the spot, deflected it before it got to be a pass, and Emhoff takes it back into the Bull zone. And in front, that one a save made. That would have counted, Greg. That a bouncing puck that Stewart had to be ready for, and he got that right mid on it to keep it out. And so that'll do it for two periods of play. Birmingham and Fayetteville, which, to be quite honest with you, they better get used to each other. It looks to be as if these two teams would face each other in the first round of the playoffs, but nonetheless, we have at least 4 more periods with these two teams for tonight, tomorrow night, and one more to go tonight. Birmingham will take a 1-0 lead into the locker room at the end of 40 minutes of play. And for those who care, Birmingham, when leading after 2 periods of play, Greg, has a record of 19 wins, 1 loss, and 2 overtime losses. When Fayetteville is trailing at the end of 2, they have 1 win, 16 losses, 3 overtime losses, and a shootout loss. So Numbers favor Birmingham, but numbers are numbers. They're from the piece of paper that are hanging on my wall. It'll be decided on the ice in front of us.
Absolutely, 100%, Jody. And, you know, as you talked about these two teams and how they match up and how they look, I'm telling you, both of them, they play that defensive style, and they really try and take that offensive one-on-one skill set out of the game. And that's one thing the Bulls have been doing a really good job of tonight. They haven't really left anybody open in front of Hayden Stewart to have just a, you know, drop-dead, great scoring opportunity. So, you know, that still remains to be seen, and that's the question mark here, because you see these guys and you keep calling their names, you know, guys like Head, guys like Emoff, and, you know, even Emoff cutting across the blue line on that last rush by Fayetteville, just threw it on net in a good net lane drive. Hayden Stewart didn't see it, and you're right, that's a big save, and only his fourth one of the period. So, as a goaltender, you got to be dialed in right from buzzer to buzzer, and Hayden Stewart was there. So the Bulls carry that 1-0 lead here going into the second period.
Well, we still don't know about the goal scorer. I still believe it was Kip Ledzianko, but whatever. The shot came from a point from Trevor Thurston, who never even thought about it. He just found the puck on his stick, and he shot it and it went in the net. Whether it was deflected or not, it gave the Bulls a 1-0 lead, which is what we enjoy at this moment right now. All right, we'll come back. We'll have part two of our interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny. Score at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham 1, Fayetteville 0. Stay with us, everyone.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day foods, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
This isn't the end of the season, win or lose, these next 2 games at home against Fayetteville, but it certainly sets the tone for the playoffs, because more than likely, that's the first-round opponent, Fayetteville. It could be Roanoke, but more than likely it's Fayetteville. You've been in these situations where you face a team you know you're going to be seeing a lot of when the playoffs start. What do you expect as far as the physicality of this game or these 2 games go?
It's tough to say, because we saw them a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, but they're pretty much a new team right now. They got 6 new forwards inserted in their lineup, and I mean, they're playing well. Their goalie's playing well, but I think they know the importance of this weekend too. They're rested. They came in yesterday while we had a game, but that's an excuse. That means nothing. So we got to show up, and I mean, I hope it is a good, clean, physical game, back and forth. I don't think either team is necessarily built like the Broad Street Bullies, but I still see Crosby and McDavid finishing checks and playing hard and battling in the corner. So I would expect that from our guys too.
This is the least penalized team in the league, Fayetteville is. Now, a lot of that, like you just said, they're a different hockey team now than they were earlier in the year when those stats were being compiled. Have you seen anything watching film of Fayetteville that would lead you to believe we're playing more of a Huntsville style of team or more of an Evansville style of team?
Yeah, I think they're a pretty skilled team. And obviously I know Evansville's big and heavy and hard to play against. I'm not saying that Huntsville isn't or Fayetteville isn't, but they got some guys that if you give them time and space, that they're going to bury the puck on you. They got some snipers. They got some guys back from the coast. Some of these college kids are producing. So that's our biggest mindset. We're not necessarily worried about our opponent. We believe that if we take care of our business and we focus on ourselves and our systems and play our game, simple game, cycle game, that we can compete with any team in this league.
Well, after this weekend, we have next weekend, we finish out like we did last year on the road in Evansville. I know we're not looking or thinking about Evansville as of yet, but is it hard to prepare for one style of team and then a few days later have to come around and play another style of team that's a complete 180?
Yes and no. I mean, like you said, you don't want to look too far ahead, but Yeah, there are different games and different matchups. I mean, there's sometimes we play in Huntsville one night, which is a big ice, and then you're in Knoxville the next, which is a shoebox. So it's not that much of a difference in that sense, but no, every team's kind of gearing up. Every team's bringing their best foot forward right now, and to play against a more physical team, I think you gotta use your speed to your advantage. Capitalize on the power plays. If they're running out of position, you got to make quick plays and get off to the rush. A team that gives you is a more skill game. I find that we tend to lose our physicality and focus on the Sunday pond hockey game, which isn't right at this time of year. You need to be gearing up. You need to be hard, heavy, compete, battle. It's a war every night. So I'm hoping that's the mentality we bring from here on out.
Last night, Andrew Bellant, just a game of all games, a 4-goal game, natural hat trick to throw on top of it. The entire line of Bellant and the two Ledzianko twins, they just controlled. They dominated when they were on the ice. I hear, though, that Bellant won't be in the lineup for the next 2 games. Can you expound on that a little bit?
We knew Andrew came into us early last week, right after the Pensacola trip, and he was visibly upset. We had a good heart-to-heart. Someone very close and dear to him passed away. So Wednesday morning, he came in our office and said the funeral up in Michigan is scheduled for Saturday morning. And myself and Kevin and for everyone in this whole organization, I've said since day one, family comes first. So I said, and he knew he would beat himself up for the rest of his life. He said if he wasn't there, present. So he said it has nothing to do with the team or anything, but I have to go there, show my respect. So he left after the game yesterday in Huntsville and made his way up to Michigan for the funeral tomorrow.
Okay, just to clean a few things up here. First of all, health-wise, you mentioned everybody's banged up this time of year anyway, and you mentioned some illnesses that had spread around the locker room a couple of weeks ago. But as far as major problems go, are we clean? Are we good to go with everyone else?
Fairly clean. I'm not going to say everyone's 100% because you just said it. No one is at this stage of the game, but everyone's going tonight. Everyone that's available is going to play tonight. So we're still overcoming some of the illness. I know a couple guys yesterday were having trouble breathing on the bench and they're sick, and obviously we are shorthanded. But that's why the whole message has been nothing but positive today, last night. We had the chip stacked against us and we still found a way. So it's going to be another battle tonight. Some guys are they're on the upswing, but they're not 100% with this whatever flu, sickness, allergies, whatever's going around. But we're not the only team in that category. So no excuses. Get to work.
Are we peaking right now, or is the best still yet to come?
It's funny because we were talking about it. I think 2 or 3 games all year, I can honestly say that I feel we've had our best lineup up front. And I mean, we were going through the stat booklet in Huntsville yesterday, and I mean, they're Buster Larson, Alger, Jonich, they got that Ruffin back. These guys are consistently in their lineup. Don Procopio every night, Robinson. And then I look at our guys, and I'm not making an excuse. I'm like, Rosie's missed 15 games. Glover's missed 20. Kozarev's been out. Stewie's been out. So, I mean, and I'm not knocking anyone. Everyone is as important as the next guy on our team. But when you're taking point per game guys out of your lineup, offensively, you're going to struggle a bit. So, my point is, we really haven't had our whole set lineup together that often. So I think if we go into playoffs with our full set lineup that we want, that will be the peak.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach.
And in our second period, wrap up of around the SPHL. Very interesting game going on. Macon has clawed its way back into this one, and they are in overtime. Macon and Roanoke tied 5-5 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in overtime, so we'll keep our eye on that one. Huntsville doing what I figured they would do, coming up against Evansville, especially with Huntsville being at home. Huntsville's up 3-0 on Evansville with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second period. Here in Pelham, the Bulls still up 1-0 over Fayetteville. Shots on goal, Bulls 24, Fayetteville 11, and 20 minutes to go here, and this is the biggest game of the night right here with Fayetteville and Birmingham. Birmingham holding on to 4th spot by 1 point over Fayetteville, and Fayetteville back in town tomorrow night. So we've got back-to-back action, head-to-head games with only 4 games left in the regular season for the Bulls, 5 for Fayetteville. Knoxville and Quad City. Knoxville up 2-1 over Quad City after 2, and Peoria doing what they do. Peoria's up 2-0 over Pensacola with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left in the second period. So that's it for around the SPHL, and here we are tonight in Pelham. We will be back in about 5 minutes to resume third period action in a tight one. Bulls 1, Fayetteville 0.
Okay, Jody Chernesky, Greg Dravany back live from the Pelham Civic Complex. At the end of 2 periods of play, Birmingham 1, Fayetteville nothing, in what's going to turn into what I believe, Greg, is going to be an unbelievable 3rd period of play. If this is going to be playoff hockey in the final 20 minutes. I do want to have one correction. We were right. That goal, Birmingham's only goal of the game, the only goal of the game period, was off the stick of Kip Ledzianko. So Ledzianko gets his 16th of the year. Phil Ledzianko and Jared Christie with the assist. I still don't think that's right. I believe you got to change that to Thurston on the assist.
I think it would be Ledzianko from Thurston and Ledzianko.
There you go. That's what I say. But it's been changed twice. We'll see. But I'll mention that. Maybe you can mention it too, that we think that the shot originally, the primary assist, should come from Thurston. But we'll see. All right, face-off coming up as we are about to begin the final 20 minutes of play, unless we have extra time, and hopefully things will come out for the good guys.
Right.
So Roanoke wins tonight in overtime over Macon, which is surprising, but what that means for Birmingham is Roanoke now has 67 points, so they're probably about out of reach in that 3rd spot. Right now, I just care about the next 19 minutes and 45 seconds of this one. As we're underway, Brierly puts it back into the Fayetteville zone, stopped by Kenny, passes it near side for Wilkins. Streaking ahead was Dalton Hunter. It's off his skates. Cahill catches up with it first and clears it back into the Fayetteville zone. Things look a little quicker already, Greg.
Well, you can see both teams know they got 19 minutes to put
Yep.
this one a lot on the line here with Fayetteville with that game at hand.
Both teams look like they came out of a cannon shot for this period as the puck is in the Bull zone, played by Christie, but not out. There's a backhander, goes just wide off the stick of Gorman. Played behind the net, Stewart looking for it. Comes free for Fayetteville. Far wall, Nolan. Nolan still holds on to the puck, gives it up near side for Chance Gorman. Back for Love, far side, one-timer, out deflected wide of Stewart. Birmingham tried to get it out, they couldn't. That shot off the leg of McTavish, who couldn't hustle over and get it out. Birmingham has the puck behind their own net. McTavish along the far wall, banks one off the glass into center ice. Christie is there, but Gorman takes it away. Lambert puts one back into the Bull zone. Youngworth goes in after it. Now Ledzianko as well. That's Kyler Head trying to poke it free for Fayetteville. Still tied up behind Hayden Stewart. Finally comes free for Gorman. Dorsey on him. Gorman drops it back from right where it came. Back to Gorman. He takes the shot. That's knocked down in front off of Kyler Head. Never made it through to Hayden Stewart. Played behind the net. Cahill has it. Caden Cahill couldn't get past Youngworth, who takes it away. Can't get it out, though. It's tied up along the near side. It'll come free this time as Fayetteville changes line. Birmingham has control. Jamie Dorsey ahead for Phil Ledzianko. Has Kozarev with him. Can't get past Aonzo, and back comes Fayetteville. They'll rip it into the near corner. Acosta and Emhoff going in after it. Matthews sets it up. Now Glover for Kozarev to Rose. Rose will put it in to the Fayetteville zone. Played along the near wall. Thurston pinching in, tries to keep it alive. Now Wilkins takes Glover down as the puck squirts behind the net. Played far side for Holmes. Blake Holmes still with the puck. Kozarev, a nice play, pokes it away. Now Glover behind the Fayetteville net has it. Drake Glover with some nifty stick work gets past Wilkins. There's a centering pass off the skate of Kozarev. Puck comes far side. Birmingham keeps it alive. Glover behind the Fayetteville net. Nobody in front, so it's taken away, and Fayetteville comes through center ice. Holmes will put it in right onto the glove of Hayden Stewart, played by Kyler Matthews, near side. Thurston up through center ice. McTavish puts it in deep. Kenny will play it himself this time for Emhoff ahead to Nolan. Look out, far side. Dalton Hunter with Romeo back. Drops it. There's a shot. Stick save made. Rebound loose. That one may have grazed the post as McTavish skates away. Either that or what a save by Hayden Stewart.
Big save by Stewart on the first one. The second one, Jody, I think that came off the crossbar behind Hayden Stewart, but hey, we'll take it in this one.
Icing is called on Fayetteville. Nonetheless, no matter what happened, that was an excellent scoring chance by Fayetteville. That, I believe, was their best scoring chance of the night.
Well, and they've been waiting. You see Fayetteville playing the safe game, Jody, just getting that puck deep and waiting for a breakdown. That's what they had there. They got their numbers around. Like I said, when the Bulls have time to set up, their man-on-man defense has been almost perfect tonight. And that was one rare occasion that Fayetteville had the opportunity to put the second one in.
Love, after the draw, wins it, sends it far side. Now the puck is loose at center ice, played by Phil Edzianko for Brierley. Ahead for Rose. He sends one into the zone. Ayanzo will catch up with it first. Sets it up for Leith to Nolan. Nolan chips it to center ice. Brierley will take it for Birmingham. He gets away from the Fayetteville forechecker, and he'll backhand one in. Kinney behind his net plays it for Leith. He gets away from Kip Edzianko. Ryan Leith goes back the other side. Almost lost it, gets it ahead off the stick of Grimshaw, and that one, I believe, goes out of play, so we'll have a face-off. This one may come outside the Bulls' blue line with 15 minutes, 26 seconds remaining here in the third period play. Birmingham 1, Fayetteville nothing.
Hayden Stewart had a decision there to make, Jody, with that one coming in high, but Fayetteville, they were coming in on the offense ahead of Dorsey, so Stewart did the right thing there, just slow down the game.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, let's get everybody back here and get a good face-off here.
Face-off to the left of Hayden Stewart. Anzai on the draw for Fayetteville, wins it. Mason Evoff bits it back to the blue line. Wilkins has his pass intercepted, and Birmingham skates away. Scahill had it, lost it, and here comes Grimshaw back into the Bull zone. He takes a shot. Look out, save made. Rebound loose in front. Hayden Stewart had a problem with that initial shot. It almost went through the 5-hole. It was wide open, Greg, but Birmingham fortunate gets that out of play.
Well, definitely coming across the blue line with speed, cutting over to that right side, put it back to the left on net. Stewart coming across right to left, handcuffed him a little bit, and he batted it down right in front. Nobody was there, and both guys whacked at it, and the puck went out of play.
Off the draw, loose picked up by Emhoff. He'll spin it behind the Bulls' net. Grimshaw has it. Watched by Matthews. Grimshaw trying to draw the penalty. There's a loose puck in front, centered it. That one went wide of Hayden Stewart. Now it's played at the blue line. If we can hurry, 2-on-1. Glover takes it in, cuts through the slot, takes the shot. That one deflected by Anzai wide. Picked up by Fayetteville, and they'll just clear the zone. Take some pressure off. Thurston will pick it up for the Bulls. Trevor Thurston skates through center ice. Gets past one man. He'll just dump it. Lost it. Gets it right back. Back to Matthews. He takes a shot. It was hit in front. And that one, I believe, off of Kyler Head, who's feeling every bit of it. Loose puck down the corner, played by Lambert. Hudson Lambert loses it. McGregor Sinclair, watched by Love. He has it behind the net. Gives it for Christie, who turns his body to Gorman. Puck tied up for a moment. Played now by Fayetteville and out. But Youngworth keeps it in. There's a pass over for Christie, who couldn't set it up. I don't know if he was expecting it or not. Now here's one for Phil Edzianko. He'll cut behind the net. Phil looks for a place to go. Gets it to Youngworth. He takes the shot, blocked by Cahill. And Fayetteville will clear.
And that's key, Jody, with the Bulls making some great defensive plays to keep that drive alive. Intercepted one that we thought was going to clear the blue line.
Yeah.
Youngworth stepped up, kept it in play, threw it down to the back door for a good opportunity for the Bulls. They just couldn't convert on that one.
13:44 to go. Time chipping away, and I mentioned in the second period it seemed like it just flew right by. And already we're 6.5 gone into this third period. But this game is, you might as well, I mean, it's so close. You might as well say it's tied up, and you have to play the game like it's tied, do you not? You can't play like you have a lead.
You do, especially in a one-goal game, Jody. You can turn around, and all it takes is a bounce, you know what I mean, to a back door, to a guy standing wide open. The Bulls, you just got to play it like you did in the second period. Keep going, keep the pressure on, and don't give Fayetteville any opportunities to be one-on-one alone with Hayden Stewart.
Face-off will come up in the Fayetteville zone. Ledzianko twins are out, along with Carson Rose, Youngworth, and Taylor Brierly. Leith, Lambert, Monkovich, and Gorman out for Fayetteville, along with Ryan Leith defensively.
And that's one thing you'll probably see here, Jody. Once we get under 10 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this line out here for the Bulls every other shift.
Off the draw, Phil Ledzianko for the Bulls wins it cleanly. Back to Brierly. Youngworth softly around the boards behind the net. Kip had it taken away. There's a loose puck, comes in front. Rose blocked in front by Cahill. That rebound by Rose goes wide. Cahill throwing his body in front of that Carson Rose shot. Now Brierly from the point banks one off the boards. Tied up for a moment as the puck was caught in the net, but it bounced free, but whistle had blown, so we'll have a face-off to the right of Ryan Kinney.
He's had some action up here on the point while that's going on down in front of the net. And Cahill and Brierly battling out here at the point, Jody. And Cahill working him over a little bit. Taylor Brierly is like, hey, I just dumped the puck in.
You know how I feel about Taylor Brierly. I don't think there's a defenseman in this league that plays as smartly and better than he does. He, to me, by far the best defenseman in this league. I want him on the ice as much as possible in this third period. Off the draw, Rose has it against the board, so he'll slide it far side. Monkovich picks it up first for Fayetteville. For Dalton Hunter, now it's loose, picked up by the Bulls. Dorsey takes a shot, save made. That with a little traffic in front, and it looked as if Ryan Kinney just looked to make sure he had that one. He wasn't positive he had control of it.
Well, I like that shot selection by Dorsey there, Jody. Yeah. You saw him coming in. He didn't try and go high, bar down with it, because that's where Kenny likes to keep his glove, but he just went down just above that right pad of Kenny, and he just got a hold of it, and he double squeezed it to make sure that one didn't get away from him.
Olnick and Hunter on the draw. Comes free to the near boards, being fought for. Glover will catch up with it first for Birmingham. Holmes on him. Glover banks one off the boards to Romeo. Olnick has it. Slides behind the net. Kozarev, nobody in front, so he'll circle far side. Played behind the net. Olnick will pick it up. Olnick centers one. Kozarev, a shot off the shoulder of Kinney. Loose puck on the rebound, picked up by Dalton Hunter, who'll skate away through center ice. Hunter walks in, takes a shot, he scores. That one was a loose puck just inside the Bulls' blue line that not even Fayetteville or Birmingham couldn't control, but it found its way onto the stick of Dalton Hunter. And we have a brand new hockey game, 1-1.
Well, and that's the one where Fayetteville coming across, and defense had to step up to close the gap there, Jody, and the puck just squirted through. And now all of a sudden, that leaves it to Olnick and his guy coming through. And only got beat to the puck, and there it was, one-on-one on Hayden Stewart. The game's tied up.
7:24, the time of the goal, and that's Dalton Hunter's 20th goal of the season. Told you that line was going to see a lot, and they just play too well together for Fayetteville. Here's the call.
Dalton Hunter, the assist, number 12, John Monkovich. Goal scored at 7:24.
So Monkovich, the only assist. More importantly, they've got a brand new hockey game, 1-1 the score. 12.5 to go here in the third. Birmingham. McGregor Sinclair had it for a moment. It bounces off his stick, and Christian Acosta will bring it back in the Bull zone. He takes a shot. Look out. That was almost deflected in by a Bulls player. And McGregor Sinclair just banks one off the glass back into the Fayetteville zone.
That's what I'm talking about, those plays that make you gasp and hold your breath, Jody. Just those broken dump passes in front.
Birmingham going to be called for icing on this one as it goes back. Gets past everyone, but with 11 minutes, 51 seconds to go. I don't know. You give up a goal like that, Greg. Does it make you play any tighter? Does it worry you more? Does it loosen you up, or anything?
Well, it boils down to, if you're down there on the bench, Jody, you got to pull in that guy and say, hey, you got to go both ways as hard. 200 feet that way, 200 feet back towards our own goal. You can't get beat to that puck.
Loose off the draw, still loose underneath of a melee of players picked up by Kip Ledzianko. He absorbs a hit but sends it back to center ice. Phil Ledzianko has it. He'll drive it back on his defense, and Matthews has it. Cross ice pass connects to Kip. Backhands one in. Played by Gorman behind his own net, near side for Leith, who'll send it back to Cahill, and here comes Fayetteville. Kyler Head tries to get away from Matthews. Couldn't do it. Loose puck along the far boards will be played by Leith. Look at that one, almost got outside the zone. Leith takes a shot, deflected in front. Save is made, rebound loose, picked up by the red-jerseyed Bulls. Taylor Brierly in his own slot will skate away through center ice. He'll give it for Glover. Drake drops it back for Olnick. Ripped around the near side. He fought for there. Kozarev comes out with it. Kozarev gets away from one man. He drives it for Youngworth, back to Kozarev. Now Matthews sends one in, deflected just wide of that far post. Now Kozarev in the near corner. Centers one for Glover. His shot is wide. Olnick had it, lost it, but he gets it back to Matthews. For Youngworth, one-timer, never made it through. As Nolan blocks it, Birmingham will have to vacate the zone. Line change for the Bulls as Ryan Kinney plays it into the far corner. Through center ice. Onzai tried to get it in deep, takes it away. Look out, Onzai has Nolan in front. That one never made it through to him. They hit the linesman, Greg. Birmingham coming back the other way. McGregor Sinclair's cut off. Nice defensive play there by Love. And Grimshaw has it for Fayetteville. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. We're tied at 1. Dorsey sets it up far side for Sinclair. Has McTavish with him. Sinclair had it for McTavish. It bounces away from him and taken away by Fayetteville. Emhoff sends one into the Bulls bench, so we'll have a face-off at center ice with 9:39 to go here in this third period of play. Things getting a little squirrely right now. The reason I was asking you about things tightening up is it seems like now you don't want to be the one to make that mistake that causes that second goal.
And that's exactly right, Jody. What this game is going to boil down to, one way or the other, the question is going to be who, because even in the neutral zone right there, you saw the importance of that puck coming into the neutral zone. There's a little battle for it, and ultimately whoever finds that little bit of extra jam and pulls that puck and starts moving it in the other direction, the importance of those one-on-one puck battles on the wall is going to be what sets this one aside.
Well, if this is any indication of what these two teams are going to be giving us over the next 2 or 3 weeks, I don't this is going to be interesting hockey. Both these teams playing well. I don't see any. I see a 3-game series going 3 games with these two teams.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about it. Where you are in the standings, forget about who's above you and who's below you.
Yeah.
But right here, sitting in the 4 and 5 spot, this is exactly what you would expect in a hockey game. Being 1-1 going down the stretch here with under 10 minutes left in the third.
Off the draw, Brierly has it. Kip Ledzianko taken down far side. He throws his arms in the air as to say, what? Well, no call, but played behind the net. Stewart stops it, and he'll leave it. Kip Ledzianko tips it back into the Fayetteville zone. Leith and Phil back to fight for it. Comes free. Carson Rose catches up with it first. Shoves it back underneath of the Ledzianko. Is taken there by Scahill. He'll send it in for Phil. Phil tries to spin away from Leith. He can't do it. Near side, Brierly has it. Brierly's shot deflected by Cahill. Rose catches up with it behind his net. He'll skate away. Near side, Rose will try and keep it in. 3 men on Carson Rose. He sends one in front. Deflected by Anzo. Brierly has it. Gets away from Cahill. Taylor Brierly looks back at the point. He has Phil. Phil falls down. Puck off his stick, and Birmingham has to vacate.
The important thing there is a quick recovery by Ledzianko to get that puck back.
Brierly will backhand one behind the net, played by Drake Glover. No one in front, so he'll send it back from Matthews. He takes the shot. It's knocked down by Monkovich. Birmingham's Glover has it, takes the shot. That one's wide. 3 players for Birmingham have lost their edge and have fell down in the last couple of minutes, Craig.
Well, one of those ones, third period. The ice isn't what it was in the first period, Jody.
Puck played into the Fayetteville zone, back to get it. Holmes plays it. McTavish stepped in front of his pass. McTavish tried to take it away from Wilkins. Can't do it. Now it's loose along the near boards. Dalton Hunter, the goal scorer for Fayetteville, chips it back into the Bull zone. Matthews sends it right back out. Sinclair is there, tried to chip it near side for Christie. Knocked away by the Fayetteville defense. Now it's tied up along the boards. Play back for Thurston at the point. Sends one in front with traffic looking for a deflection, maybe from Sinclair. But it went right in on Ryan Kinney, who will hold it for a faceoff.
Here we go. Christie, who was minus Sans penalty minutes until last night, Jody. Here he is getting a little rowdy there in front of the net. Yeah, I like that.
Well, you got to treat this like it was the last game you play. I mean, you really need these points.
Yep.
And you don't want to give away any overtime. Or, you want this to end in regulation.
Right.
But at this point, I just want the extra point. We got to find a way to pull through this and get this win. Phil Ledzianko on the draw for Birmingham has Rose and his brother Kip with him. Won by Fayetteville. Emhoff has it. Has Leith in front. Mason Emhoff skates away. Gets past Phil Ledzianko. He'll dip it into the near boards. Youngworth is there. He'll send it far side for Kip. Kip taken down hard. No call. Loose puck right in the slot. Look out, guys. People are running into each other. Played by Fayetteville. Birmingham very fortunate there as 2 players ran into each other with a loose puck. Kip Ledzianko winds up. Played along the near boards. A shot never made it through. Leith with the block. Kyler Head plays it back into center ice. Turned right back in by Scahill. Now Ryan Leith has it. Gets it ahead for Cahill. Sets it up far side. Here comes Fayetteville in the Bull zone. Tried to give it back to Cahill. It's out of everyone's reach. Played into the corner. Drake Glover trying to knock it free. Brierly in there as well. Skates away. Now it comes free. Wilkins had it. Lost it. Olnick chips it back into center ice. Here comes Kyler Head right back in. Takes a shot. Big, powerful shot by Kyler Head. Stewart answers and makes the save. I'm telling you, Gray, this Kyler Head, he's a hockey player.
Oh, yeah, you can see as soon as that one opened up for him, Jody, across the blue line he came, he cut wide, got in that shooting lane, and he ripped it. Fortunately, nobody else was coming to the net. Hayden Stewart got out there, cut down the angle, hits him in the shoulder, no rebound, no harm, no foul. Good job by Stewart, and the Bulls have come in here on this face-off. Stewart's right.
6:15 to go, third period. We're tied at 1. Jared Christie tried to get it out. Nolan intercepted that pass, dropped it with his glove. Keeps it in for the moment. Birmingham finally clears as Sinclair chips it just inside the blue line of Fayetteville. Back to get it is Love. Dalton Hunter had his pass deflected, but it came right back to him, and he'll give it to Love far side. Dalton Hunter brings it into the Bull zone. Has Lambert with him. Drops it for Nolan. Nolan ridden into the boards, played back at the blue line and out as Aonzo will have it for Fayetteville. They'll rip one around. It'll come all the way around near side. Thurston is there. Can't get it past Nolan. Nolan in front. That one deflected nicely by Brierly. Or Christie, I apologize. Now it's loose, picked up. Fayetteville with a shot, shoulder save made by Stewart as they tried to sneak it in past him in the post. Fayetteville will pump it right back in. Trevor Thurston has it for the Bulls. Thurston gets it up near side for Matthews to Kip Ledzianko. Drops it for Carson Rose. Takes the shot. That one goes high and wide of that far post and out of play. Good idea, just missed the mark a tad with 4:59 to go here in the third. We'll have our last media timeout of the third period. Score tied at 1.
Carson Rose coming down that left side, so dangerous with space, Jody, and you could just see, we could see it from here where he's trying to go with that puck and just towed it a little bit.
Yeah.
That caused the puck to rise just a bit, but I'm telling you, it was such a quick shot, had Kenny beat, but over the net it went, a round up, out of play.
Well, I don't know what happens from here on out, but I know I'm nervous. So you've been down on the ice at this level before when you look up at the scoreboard and realize this is a game we need to win and nobody's winning. I mean, how do you channel that and make the positive energy out of it? I mean, how do you channel the nervousness into something positive?
Well, part of that, Jody, is you just got to maintain that same level of flow that you have. And, you know, it's when guys start trying too hard and they start gripping their stick and trying to do something that they didn't do before earlier in the game, that's when you have guys make mental mistakes. Other than that, you just go out, you keep doing exactly what you were supposed to do, stay true to the game, and the biggest thing is just maintain your composure. Unfortunately, that's the hardest thing to do as the clock winds down.
Phil Ledzianko on the draw for the Bulls. He's out with his brother and Carson Rose on this line. Dorsey and Youngworth out defensively off the draw, steered aside by Kenny. Now Kip Ledzianko in the far corner tries to kick it free. Had it for a moment, and Leith takes it away. Ledzianko tried to get it back for Youngworth. It comes all the way outside the line. Look out, Rose gives it away. Emhoff takes it. Nice play by Rose to get it right back. Otherwise, we're in trouble. Puck comes free into the Fayetteville zone. Aonzo hit by Rose. Skating away with the puck is Fayetteville's Emhoff. Knocked away by Phil Ledzianko. Dorsey takes down his man. He's lucky he didn't get an interference call. Acosta will skate back. Dorsey has it. Banks one off the boards. Ahead for Kozarev. Nikita Kozarev tried to get it for Olnick. It gets past everyone and goes far side where Nolan will skate away for Fayetteville. His taken away from him. Now it's loose. No one seems to want to have it at center ice. Still loose. Glover will try and catch up with it first. He does. Drake Glover centers one. Kozarev has it as that one never made it through. Skating away. Look out. Dalton Hunter through center ice. It has Nolan and Wilkins with him. Hunter cuts far right wing side behind the net. Still has the puck. Centers a pass for Nolan. His shot was blocked. And puck sent back into center ice where Love will have it for Fayetteville. He'll lift one in behind the net as Fayetteville changes lines, played by the Bulls. Far side through center ice now, McGregor Sinclair. Can't get past three. Christie was there, knocked off the stick. McGregor Sinclair chips it back for Kyler Matthews. Near side Thurston takes the shot. That one gets past everyone, but what's wide. And Fayetteville clears the zone. Thurston better hurry and get back quickly. He does. Ahead for McTavish, who tips it in. Birmingham will change lines. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third. Birmingham and Fayetteville tied at 1. Rose a pass, looking for Sinclair. Maybe a shot, but Ryan Kinney was waiting for it. Got that right pad out on it. Made the save. Now, McGregor Sinclair having a conversation with Holmes. Nothing's going to transpire of it.
Well, one of those ones, Jody, where you saw Kenny on that and he double clutched it behind the net and just got himself caught up back there too close to the boards and rimmed it around right onto the stick of Rose, and he just tried to throw one low, catch Kenny out of the net, and Kenny just got back in position in time to butterfly to kick that one out with his leg.
Ledzianko on the draw for Birmingham. That's Phil Ledzianko. Puck is dropped, kick back to Dorsey. Waits for traffic to develop in front and send it behind the net. Centering pass for Rose, gets past everyone, and Dorsey will catch up with it first. He'll give it up for Phil Ledzianko. Far side for his brother Kip. Sends one into the near corner. Birmingham will change lines. We're under 2.5 to go here in the third. Played back into center ice. Phil Ledzianko has it for Birmingham. Olnick with him, who takes the puck. Colton drops it back for Kozarev. Kozarev cuts behind the net. Tried to center one for Phil, knocked away by Nolan. Now Kozarev tries to take it away from him. Puck squirts free to center ice. Brierly, a nice play, puts his body in position to keep that puck out of the hands of Fayetteville. Colton Olnick goes down, tries to keep it in deep. He does for Glover behind the net. Glover walks out in front, backhander save. Puck gets far side. Now it's loose at that Fayetteville blue line and cleared. Hunter had it, lost it. Birmingham's Olnick hasn't. He'll send it right back in. Gloved by Kenny, who bravely just drops it and plays it to center ice. Kenny very good handling the puck, Greg.
Absolutely. Great job by Kenny there, throwing it up, looking for a quick transition. But here come the Bulls.
And Sinclair with a shot. That one goes wide. Holmes was there. We're going to have a penalty. A slash is coming up on Monkovich, I believe.
Wow.
And that's a big call. You know, I saw it when it happened, but to be honest with you, Greg, in a game as big as this, in the third period with a minute to go, I didn't really expect anything. I'll take it, but I didn't expect it.
Hey, as hard as this game's been going, 2 minutes for slashing there. That's a big penalty to take, Jody. But nonetheless, it's been such a hard-fought game here down to this last minute and 18 seconds.
Well, I know this. If Birmingham does anything that even remotely looks like it's illegal, they're going to get called.
Oh, yeah.
So you better play it close to the vest here and keep your eye on the net and your sticks where they belong, because you're going to get called if something happens. Birmingham wisely is going to take a timeout here and talk about this power play with a minute 18 to go, 2 minutes of power play time showing. So if this goes into overtime, Birmingham will have 42 seconds of 4-on-3 hockey into the overtime, unless something else is called, of course.
Well, and you've got your Ledziankos. They've definitely been the offensive catalyst tonight, the ones who have stood out and found that open ice the most in front of Kenny. So you definitely want them out there.
I want to see Kozarev out here, too. I mean, Birmingham's got a lot of firepower from, at least 6-7 players deep. Anything can happen, too, when you're throwing pucks on the net from the point like we've seen from Matthews and Thurston tonight.
Yep.
But, boy, you got to be able to motor back defensively when you need to. You got to back check when you have to, because I will promise you they're waiting on Birmingham to cough the puck up.
And that's the only thing. And you see the speed that Fayetteville has chasing that puck through the neutral zone, that you don't want to make that mistake, throwing it back to your point. It hits a rut in the ice, it pops over. Now if it's a foot race, not where we want to be unless you got Brierly on the ice.
Fayetteville will send out Ayanzo, Emhoff, Leaf, and Anzai on the penalty kill. Birmingham has the Ledzianko twins out with McTavish, Romeo, and Colton Olnick. Kind of an odd power play unit. Not one we have seen as of late. Maybe it pays off. Face off to the right of Ryan Kenny. Puck is dropped. Birmingham controls. Romeo with it. He'll skate through the middle. Gives it up near side for Phil. Returns to Romeo. McTavish parked in front. Phil Ledzianko gives it right back to Romeo. Ledzianko back to Romeo. His shot is blocked by Emhoff, and he gives the puck up. Emhoff easily clears. Birmingham will change PP units. Stewart, look out.
Yep.
Almost, but I won't say it. Brierly has the puck. We're down to 40 seconds. A power play, or third period time remaining. Carson Rose gets it ahead for Sinclair. He has it taken away from him, and it's cleared right back out. Taylor Brierly with the puck. Is Birmingham playing for a 4-on-3 advantage, Craig?
They could be.
Brierly with 20 seconds to go. Drops it back on his defense. Out of the reach of Kozarev. Birmingham better be careful how they're playing this. Kozarev brings it into the Fayetteville zone. We're down to 10 seconds left. Look out. Taken away by Nolan. Has two players with him. 3-on-2. Nolan drops it for Hunter. Hunter takes a shot. Ayanzo was there. He couldn't deflect it. And Birmingham, I'm telling you, is very, very, very fortunate
Right.
that this game's going to overtime. Even with the power play, they got a little lazy, or I don't know if they were playing to go to overtime to have a 4-on-3 advantage, but I didn't like that.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where we talked about before the game when we're sitting here, we're running the numbers, and we're trying to look at different situations and scenarios. And you said for the Bulls to capture fourth place, the magic number was 5.
Yeah.
Well, now with Fayetteville getting a point, now
That
it changes that
Yep.
number altogether. And so if I'm the Bulls there and I've got a minute to go, I'm not going to say I'm going to pull
Yeah.
Hayden Stewart, but I'm definitely going to throw everything I can and then some to try and get the 2 points first, not keep the 1 point.
Birmingham had 13 extra minute games, if you will, overtime games. Record of 6 wins, 4 overtime losses, 2 shootout wins, and a shootout loss. Good for 21 points. For all that, Fayetteville has played in 13 extra minute games, 3 wins, 5 overtime losses, 4 shootout wins, and a shootout loss. They have managed to obtain 20 overtime points or shootout. But we'll start this 4-on-3 advantage.
Well, we will, and Jody, I tell you, nothing would leave a worse taste in my mouth than having to see this game go to a shootout and not define who gets the extra point. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and I could not agree more with you.
Like, to me,
I'd rather walk off of here, both teams
Just
get 1
call it a
point
tie.
and be done like
Right.
it used to be. To have a game decided, and that all-important extra point decided by a breakaway?
Right.
Come on. There's nothing we can do about it. That rule was instituted years ago in the NHL for the advancement of the excitement of the fans, and that's the only reason why. 4-on-3 hockey, 42 seconds. Fayetteville gains control of the draw and sends it back into the Bulls zone.
A lot more open ice out there now.
Taylor Brierly will skate away. He'll gain that blue line, put the brakes on. 27 seconds of power play time remaining. Phil Edzianko, far face-off circle, draws it back for Brierly. Rose, a one-timer save made by Kinney. Nice setup, good save by Kinney. Played behind the goal line now. Rose had it, lost it, gets back to Brierly. We're down to 10 seconds of power play time. Rose curls through the middle of the ice. Carson Rose. Down to 5 seconds of power play time. Phil Edzianko down to Glover. It's off his stick. And that'll do it for the power play as Fayetteville clears. Hayden Stewart's going to have to play it as Monkovich came out of the penalty box. He was the only one deep. 4-on-4 hockey till the next whistle. Scahill drops it back for Brierly. Scahill went down from Monkovich. Kip Edzianko picks it up. Remember, we're 4-on-4 for the time being. Phil Edzianko brings it in. Sends one through the slot. Kip Edzianko right back to his brother Phil, and we'll back it out. Scahill sends it far side for Thurston. Sets it up near side for Kozarev, who'll bring it in. Nikita puts the brakes on. One-timer by Scahill, blocked in front. Loose. Kozarev had a shot at it, but it gets past him. Bounced off his stick. Nikita Kozarev picks the puck up. Poked away from Scahill by Lambert, and Birmingham has to clear the zone. 3.5 to go. 3:20 to be exact here in the overtime. Trevor Thurston with it. Gives it up to Youngworth. Ahead for Olnick. Right wing side. Colton will bring it in. It cuts behind the net. Wilkins on him. Now it's loose behind the goal line, played by Dalton Hunter. Still loose in the Fayetteville zone. Kick free. That's McGregor Sinclair. That's Thurston up top. One-timer by Trevor. Blocked. And Fayetteville comes away. This is their first possession offensively in the overtime. Ryan Nolan. Far side. He'll curl back out. Wait on some numbers. Nolan will drop it back to Gorman. Cahill out offensively. Youngworth will have to get back in a hurry. And Birmingham, fortunate as that line had been out a long time, Greg. And as Youngworth stops it and touches up, icing is called on Fayetteville. And now we'll go to 3-on-3 hockey for the final 2:36 of this overtime, unless there's another penalty.
And now it's going to change up too, Jody, because now it's down to 3-on-3.
Right.
and it's a different game, 3-on-3 versus 4-on-4. Those loose pucks in the corners, you start sending 2 guys in there. If you lose that battle, they're going to be coming out with numbers.
Yeah.
And you got to really be aware of that.
Phil Edzianko, Carson Rose, Taylor Brierly out for the Bulls as the puck is dropped. Caden Cahill plays it behind his net, and Fayetteville will set the play up for the last part of this overtime.
Everybody get a man.
Through center ice. Brought in by Cahill. Brierly ties him up. Now it's loose. Played by Carson Rose, who takes it away. Nice defensive setup by Birmingham to take that puck away before Fayetteville had a scoring chance. Carson Rose end-to-end brings it. Far face-off circle, puts the break on, gets away from Wilkins. He'll come right back out into center ice. Call for a replacement. Under 2 minutes to go here in overtime as Taylor Brierly winds up. Drops it back for Phil Edzianko. Glover with him. Phil cuts behind the net. Nobody out front. He'll have to hold on to it. He'll just bring it right back out just to hold possession. Edzianko drops it back for Glover. Fayetteville, those 3 men are packing it down tight. Drops it for Kozarev. Kozarev, far face-off circle for Glover. Glover with it. He'll set it up far side for Kozarev. Look out, Kozarev to Glover in the slot. Glover goes far face-off circle, takes the shot. That one goes high and out of play. Birmingham has possession of the puck. Several chances to set it up, but give credit to Fayetteville. They're playing good defensive 3-on-3 hockey.
Absolutely. They're just letting Birmingham stay on their perimeter, and they have confidence in Kenny. He's going to make those saves. And that was a big one right there on Glover, one-on-one. Glover going for that top shelf over his blocker.
And you saw Glover's head fly back. He knew he had an opportunity. Now, Kip Ledzianko, Olnick out on Thurston. It comes to him. Trevor Thurston off the draw. He's pressured by Nolan, so he'll just back out, and you better be careful and not give it up.
Right.
Thurston, far side for Olnick. Leaf back defensively. Colton drops it back for Kip Ledzianko. He's hit by Hunter. Kip's had a rough night with his legs tonight. Hurt in the second or first period. He's back out now playing, though. We're under a minute to go here in this overtime. Colton Olnick has it. He'll bring it into Fayetteville zone. Had Kip Ledzianko, is tipped away from him by Leaf. And look out, we better hurry up. Stewart well out of his net, plays it. Nolan picks it up, far corner. And Nolan comes in, backhander save made by Stewart. Holy cow. Stewart saves the day for the Birmingham Bulls for the time being. He had no choice, Greg, to go get that puck.
Right.
Or else it would have been a breakaway. Now Thurston brings it in. His shot off the glass behind the net of Ryan Kinney. We're down to 15 seconds to go. Carson Rose has it. Rose. Still with the puck in the slot. Gets away from one. Cuts in. He's got backhander save made by Kinney. That's a hand pass they don't call.
Wow.
And Fayetteville clears. What a move by Carson Rose. But Ryan Kinney saves the day for Fayetteville. And well, now we're going to a shootout. Holy cow, Greg. From Stewart one end to Kinney on the other.
End-to-end action, identical saves. Both of them. Stewart got out of the net, but he had to. Because otherwise, dude, he came in on a breakaway. So Stewart came out, played it, got muffed up there, hit the Fayetteville forward, down into the corner. He walks out. Hayden Stewart hustles back to his net. Blocker save, and that set the Bulls up. Down for Carson Rose with time dwindling down. Rose comes in forehand, backhand, full Monty shuffle, throws it in, and Kenny closes the door on him. So,
you know, last time we went to a shootout, it was a 12-rounder against Roanoke, and I don't really want to do that again. But I do want the win, so if I have to go to 22 rounds to get the win, I will. But not a fan of the shootout either, Greg. Just not a fan.
Well, and you've got two very good goalies in net, Jody, so who knows how many deep this could go. And now, just like Coach Simchuk's interview in between the second and third, Jody, we will see because this is what we didn't want to do, was get down and give Fayetteville an opportunity for some of these skill guys to come in and work it one-on-one alone on the goalies.
All right, Caden Cahill will be the first shooter. Best of 5. Cahill picks the puck up, and here we go. Cahill will skate around slowly, cuts back through the slot. Backhander save made by Stewart. I'll take it, but once again, you got figure skaters trying to play hockey out here. Take the puck, Phil. Lezianko shoots for Birmingham. I'm just dying to see somebody take the puck at center ice and skate with authority and shoot the puck.
Yep.
All right, Phil.
Tee it up. Goalie's not expecting a shot at all.
Here comes Phil. He'll cut left wing side almost to the boards. Cuts back through the slot. That one never made it through the net. Kenny had it all the way labeled. I just don't understand, Greg. I just don't understand. Take the puck, rip through the slot, pick your top shelf, left, right, and shoot it. Okay, Dalton Hunter now for Fayetteville. He'll take the puck and he'll cut right side. A little bit of speed through the slot. Takes a shot, easy blocker save made by Stewart. I say easy, but
yeah, I was going to say,
easy for me to say.
That was a very well-placed shot by Hunter over the pad of Stewart for that inside post. And Stewart got his blocker down there right at the last second, knocked that one away.
Briley scored the last time he was in on a shootout. Let's see if he can do it again. He'll take it, Kenny way out of his net. Briley cuts in. His shot never made it. Hit the outside of the net. Kenny played it perfectly. But Kenny was a good 10 foot out of the net as Taylor Briley gained the blue line.
Well, that's the thing. You can see how Kenny plays, Jody. And if I'm the Bulls, I'm looking for a spot. He comes out and keeps the stick off the ice the entire way in. I'd come in, pump fake, go 5-hole.
All right, Chance Gorman with the puck. Slowly through the slot. Gorman takes a shot, blocker save again. Looks like they're attacking Stewart on that blocker side.
Well, and that could be back from the scouting report, if you remember a couple games ago, but Hayden Stewart up to the task tonight and in full force.
Nikita Kozarev, the next shooter for the Bulls. He'll cut far right side again. Slows it up. Backhand, forehand score!
Wow.
He almost came to a full stop when he put it on his backhand and pulled it to the forehand, and he had an open net. And Kozarev gives the Bulls a huge goal with Ryan Nolan, the next skater and shooter for Fayetteville.
The scary thing about that, Jody, is if Kenny gets, we'll hold it.
Here comes Nolan, picks the puck up. He'll cut left side. Cuts out in front, he fanned on it. He just fanned. He had an open side to shoot up top shelf, but he just fanned.
Yeah, more figure skating around there, Jody.
That's what I'm telling you.
Come down, tee it up.
I want to see somebody skate with authority and speed and just blast one by the ear of a goalie. Carson Rose picks the puck up, crosses the blue line, near face-off circle. In front, easy save again made by Kenny. He had that glove out, and Carson had nowhere else to go but to fire it right into his mitt.
Both goalies have great composure, Jody, with these guys coming in slow, and they're pretty big guys, and it's tough to score in tight on them. But Kenny kept his glove high because he knows the only place to go is bar down.
Here comes Monkovich. Thought about going fast. Now he is. He picks up speed through the slot. Monkovich, save made by Stewart.
Bulls win.
And that's it. Birmingham picks up the important extra point and wins this game in a shootout 2-1.
What a save by Hayden Stewart, Jody. Coming in, staying with him the entire way. Good shot by Fayetteville. Stewart just threw his shoulder up there. Kareem's up off him, out of play. Wrap this one up. The Bulls didn't even need their last shooter. They win it 2-1.
All right, looking at the standings, Greg, what does that do for Birmingham as well as Fayetteville, knowing that Fayetteville does pick up a point, but in this crazy world of hockey we live in, now these games are worth 3 points, where Birmingham picks up a pair, Fayetteville with 1. What does that do to the standings as we speak?
So it still keeps Birmingham in 4th place with 63 points, and Fayetteville drops back 1 more point, but they're at 61. So just 2 points separate, 5 from 4.
which really is nice to know we got a game there. But keep in mind, Fayetteville does have a game in hand. The only thing I can say about that game in hand Fayetteville has that we talked about earlier on a Sunday, now they can't overtake the Bulls with a win on that game in hand they have. The best they can do, depending on what happens tomorrow night, of course, if we come out 2 points ahead, 4 points ahead, it doesn't matter what they do on Sunday, is my point. This was a huge win for Birmingham. It would have been nice to walk away with a regulation win and send Fayetteville home with no points, but I'll take the extra point. No complaints from me. What say you, Greg Dreveny?
Well, Jody, I think that it's important for the Bulls because, number one, they keep their winning streak alive in their winning ways, and I think that is most important here, that they pulled together. They had Fayetteville in here, a team they haven't seen a whole lot of, so it's going to take you a little bit to figure it out, but I guarantee you, tonight after the game, tomorrow they'll come in. I probably wouldn't say they're going to have a pregame skate, but maybe do a little video review, some stuff like that, and they're going to come out tomorrow night because now it compounds on top of itself even more, Jody, and tomorrow night's game is a huge 2-point game for the Birmingham Bulls.
Okay, you've seen the 60 minutes of hockey here against a team we're chasing, and I believe no doubt will be our first-round opponent in the playoffs. If you're the head coach of this team, if you're wanting the Birmingham Bulls to do one thing differently tomorrow they didn't do tonight, what would it be?
Well, Jody, the only goal the Bulls gave up was just on a blown assignment by an individual player, not hustling back for a one-on-one battle. So I'm going to say, hey, guys, rinse and repeat, but I'm going to show that clip and say this is what happens if you give up for 5 seconds.
One mental lapse can cost you 2 points.
That's
is what
exactly
you're saying.
what happens.
So, but what a game by Hayden Stewart. This is Birmingham's 5th win in a row. It breaks the win streak. Fayetteville had as well a 4-game winning streak coming in. And as a matter of fact, they hadn't had a regulation loss in the last 7. So, and still don't, by the way, but nonetheless, we break their winning streak at 4, and we keep ours alive for the time being. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. It'll be Saturday night in Pelham. It ought to be fun. I'm telling you, Fayetteville's going to come out with one thing and one thing only in mind, and it's we got to have 2 points and walk away with a regulation win.
Absolutely.
They're not playing for overtime tomorrow.
Well, and you can see what happened with the Bulls, Jody, when they move and they attack with speed and they cycle that puck low and get it high. But they got to get back to that one pass, shoot first mentality.
I feel really good about this hockey team and where it is right now. I feel great that Kip Ledzianko was able to come back on the ice after what I thought looked really nasty.
Right.
I wasn't sure, but it looked season-ending almost the way he was just in so much pain and couldn't put any weight on it. And also knowing that Andrew Ballant will be back next weekend in Evansville. Let's just win tomorrow night, grab these 4 points like we wanted to begin with, and see what happens after that.
And that's the biggest key, Jody. All you can do in this situation where the Bulls are, if you come out and it's still in your hands and you just go through and you take every game like it's your last game, give everything that you got, you know what? They'll be sitting exactly where they need to be sitting at the end of these 3 games left now.
Tomorrow night's going to be fun. If you weren't with us tonight, here's my advice. Get your tickets sometime tomorrow afternoon before you come to the game, and then come early because parking is at a premium with the carnival next door. If you would rather take your time, still come get your tickets early because you don't want to be standing in line at game time tomorrow night trying to buy tickets. Go to Walmart, park, bring the buses, or ride the buses over.
And tomorrow night is the last Bulls home game of the season.
Of the regular season.
And
It's also, I feel embarrassed. I don't even know the name of it, but it's we're going to be playing Jimmy Buffett music. Hawaiian shirt be given out.
Okay.
It's going to be a really fun, festive night. I have seen the Hawaiian shirts they're giving away. What I call them. They may have another name to it. But either way, they're very high quality. I was surprised. So much better than last year's. I actually wanted one. So for those of you that matters to, come on out early. There's not going to be 5,000 of them given away. So the earlier you're here, the better chance you've got of getting one. But it was fun tonight. It was nerve-wracking. I don't like deciding games in shootouts, but luckily we were able to come out on top. So, all right. For Greg Dreveny, I'm Jody Chernesky. Final score, Birmingham 2, Fayetteville 1.